events where both these honorable Chief Justices seem to be telling each other about what they have done or not done. It's very sad. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the High Court Chief Justice is making it amply clear to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court that he brought this matter to his attention the moment it happened. That the Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court, Justice Upadhyay, brought this matter to the notice of the Chief Justice as soon as it happened. And therefore, the extant reason, the responsibility of action is on the Honorable Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Who is more to blame here? The Chief Justice of the High Court or the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Nalin Kohli?
So good morning, Arnab.
Good morning. Good morning.
First, I'd like to make it clear, as I mentioned to your channel, that I'm sitting here in my capacity as a senior advocate of the Supreme Court.
Yes.
And not in a political capacity in any manner. So that I wanted to make clear.
Yes, louder please. Monitoring louder in the studio.
And I will request you to give me a few minutes.
Yes, please, go on.
Yes. Thank you. So I will request you to give me a few minutes because I want to look at it at the entirety. Now, the questions are, of course, will be asked, and the manner in which you are asking, they would be questions of concern. Because what we have here is, and in my recollection, I've never heard of a large stash of cash being found in a judge's house. Now, the judiciary is an extremely important part of the functioning of our country under the Constitution, just as the legislature and, of course, the executive. And in this case, what we know is that there was an incident of fire, as reported by the media. And in the first instance, it seems the fire brigade has got these videos out, which your channel is now showing. And it shows clearly that large sums of cash, burned and not burnt, are in that room. Now, what the report of the Honorable Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, Justice Upadhyay, reveals is that he seems to have sent someone from the High Court. And at that time, there was no cash. At least that's what the report says, as recorded in the media. So now this leads to three questions, which is what seems to be the inquiry set up by the Supreme Court, which is relevant and needs to be answered by Justice Varma. Which is the first, how do you explain the presence of cash? The second is, equally pertinent, this presence of cash not only requires an explanation, is there a larger aspect to it? The third is, how do you explain the report saying that later on the cash was removed? Now let's first return to this. And one more aspect, while I've read in the media, Justice Varma is taking the angle of conspiracy. We must not forget that that also needs to be then pointed out logically from his side, which is one, this is a place which is secured by security. So movement of people is restricted, so is movement of goods. The second is, this is a place which is sanitized in terms of the presence of those who live there. So even if it's an outhouse of the main building, that does not remove the fact that the access to the outhouse would be only by people who are either living there or working there. And if you're talking of large sums that require gunny bags, as the media is reporting, to keep it, even more relevant is that who's having access to that room. So this is a big thing. Now it's obviously a blot on the system because this is unheard of, unacceptable, and very, very disconcerting. Now let's come to the questions that you are asking. The Supreme Court, and we must just look at a little bit of legal history on this, and you'll permit me. The original scheme of the Constitution under Article 124, the appointment of judges was through the government. That changes from the 1980s, and there are three judgments which effectively set up the collegium system. The 1981 S.P. Gupta case, the 1993, which effectively makes it the collegium system, and the 1998, which is in the nature of a clarification. So the collegium system essentially today is the Honorable Chief Justice of India and the two senior most judges for appointment of judges in the High Court, and the Honorable Chief Justice of India and the other four, which makes it a collegium of 5, senior judges, which is for the appointment of Supreme Court judges. Now the collegium system, one time which came in for a review or a manner or a mechanism that can we change it, was when Narendra Modi ji's government came in 2014 And then there was the attempt, and it was passed in Parliament, was the NJAC, the National Judicial Accountability Act, who had come in, commission. Now, this was struck down by a 5-judge bench in 2015. I recall, and of course, you may have had several more conversations with many, many senior people, including Mr. Jaitley, who at that time was very, very involved in it. And we were very hopeful that there would be some kind of balance that would come, and it would create and remove the questions that are asked with the collegium system. Equally pertinent, while we ask the tough questions of the collegium system, and this one, of course, raises severe questions about how do you bring in accountability and how do you ensure that there is never a repeat of something like this, is that we have to recognize that there are equally important, and I'm going to bat for that, there are competent and good human beings who are functioning as judges across various courts, from the lower judiciary to the Supreme Court. So we have to bear in mind that we can't tarnish the institution, because after all, just as a political person may be caught with cash, someone in the bureaucracy may, it is not fair to those who are honestly, diligently working day and night, whether in the political structure, legislative structure, executive or judiciary, or in a private company. So we must not ensure that there is a disheartening of those who are honest and working for Bharat. Now let me come to the third aspect, is the speed part. Obviously, we can't answer that. But what may be a factor which is relevant is that while all of this is happening, Chief Justice Khanna is in Delhi, and at least 2 members of the collegium, that is Justice Gawai, who will be Chief Justice in May, and Justice Vikram Nath, who will be Chief Justice after Justice Suryakant, are in Manipur with a delegation of judges. So it is possible that they are waiting to meet and are at the moment transpiring, or at least over phones and messages, or maybe other media, we don't know. But I expect, definitely, it would be logical to expect that when all the 5 judges of the collegium are in Delhi, they are bound to meet. Now, the next thing which will be expected is the timeline for this, because now we have an inquiry committee under the Supreme Court procedure, in which you've got 3 judges, 2 High Court's Chief Justices, and 1 judge of the High Court, that is Justice Sheel Nagu, Chief Justice of Punjab and Haryana, Justice Sandhawalia, Chief Justice of Haryana, I beg your pardon, Himachal High Court, and Justice Anu Sivaram. So we have to, so therefore Nalin, all of this is there, but obviously the questions are here. Last point, just one last point, Arnab, with your permission, is in this entire exercise, as a practicing advocate, I think while we are looking at the judges' part, we need to also establish, is there a network of individuals that is functioning in the judicial system beyond the judges, which is actually trying to fix cases, etc., etc. So that is equally relevant, because corruption cannot be tolerated.
I agree with you on that.
As a political statement, finally, our government of the day, which is Prime Minister Modi's government, has a zero tolerance on corruption. We've seen that in the last 10 years.
I would like to just point this out, and I want to put this as a question here, because you've hit the nail on the head there, Nalin. Should the fixers in India's legal and judicial system also be identified? Has the system of fixers infiltrated India's judicial system? Has India's judicial system been infiltrated by a fixers mechanism? The fact is, only Republic is talking about it. Are there fixers? Everybody says there are fixers. Does anyone want to accept there are fixers? Nobody wants to accept it. Are there fixers in India's judicial system who carry out an established system of bribery in our judiciary?
I think it's time now to name them and call them out, you know. It's really a time now.
Are there fixers? I've been told out here, and I'll say this to you, Nalin and Nigam, I was told that there are fixers here. I've been given the names of fixers. It was told to me so-and-so is a well-established fixer. The person masquerades as a lawyer. The person masquerades as a lawyer, has powerful connections through his or her family.
May I answer this,
Arnab? Uses those to bribe judges on a regular basis. That the system of bribery of judges and fixing of judges has become absolutely normalized within Delhi High Court and within higher circles. Yeah. Nalin, we can't not talk about these things.
Arnab, may I? Yes. No, I'm talking about it, and I'm addressing it directly because this is very relevant, and I've also in a way indicated to that. So I think, Arnab, let's first go back to the process of a bribe. There is a giver and there is a recipient. In effect, trying to motivate a decision in favor of someone beyond the merits. Okay? It could be in a contract, it could be in a judgment, as in this case we are looking at it from a judicial point of view. Second, so the starting point is that the recipient is in touch with someone who is going to be giving or offering that bribe and then enabling the payment of that bribe. So therefore, definitely, this kind of fixation of decisions, and in contracts, you remember, Arnab, your channel has, and you as a, I think, a very, very senior journalist over the last few decades, have exposed several such examples across the structure. We have seen the loss of even very, very good people, like in the contracts of an NHAI and all, that very famous engineer, poor fellow, lost his life. It'll just coming to me his name. And he had exposed it, that how fixing takes place in contracts and repairs of roads. So same thing, obviously in this case, the larger question has to be addressed. Now it's very, very disheartening for any hard-working judge and a hard-working lawyer. A judge who listens to the lawyer, sits down and in holidays writes down the judgments, and a lawyer and his team who work day and night to look at a file, study it, if finally they are going to feel that this is not worth it. Now, what is this whole talk that takes place of fixation? You now have, and I use the word, and you will understand it, a new set of people who are practitioners of what I call settlement law. Settlement law is not about going to court, preparing a file, eloquently arguing it, convincing the judge, taking on the other side. But it is about to see that can we fix the system. We hear about it, and those are the people that need to be identified. Because obviously, they would be from within the community, they may be from outside the community, but they are using access to basically break down the dispensation of justice, because a judge has a very holy job to do. And that's why justice is the larger word, which is to ensure that the aggrieved party puts out their best case, and the judge, after due application of judicial mind, ensures
but Nalin,
that the decision is based on how the law is and how the case is done.
The two issues are this. One, fixing of the courts. There is a bribe giver and there is a bribe taker. And if the bribe taker exists,
I would say larger, fixing of anything. I would take it, courts included.
Fixing of the judges, one. Two, the misuse of all the protection that the judges get by virtue of being judges to scare the media from reporting these matters. The media is not scared anymore. Look at this case here. Till yesterday night, the media was scared. I'm requesting the rest of the media to also show some spine and show the way. And the third question is, Nalin, and I want to raise this here. All this correspondence I have right now is after 21st. I am not interested in what is happening after 21st, because by 21st, the Republic has exposed everything. Video is out. I'm doing debates on it. Matter is in the public domain. What was happening till 21st, Nalin? Till the 21st, why was everything happening under cover, under stealth? You know, oh, let's manage this. Let's send him to Allahabad. Let's put out some kind of an explanation. Oh my God, now Allahabad High Court is, Bar Association is questioning. Till the 21st, with the greatest respect, what was the Registrar, Secretary, Supreme Court Collegium doing? What was Justice Sanjeev Khanna, with the greatest of respect to the highest judge of this country, what was Justice Sanjeev Khanna doing on this very important matter? Till the 21st, and it all happens after 21st. Should the action not have happened? If I were to ask Justice Khanna, and if I were to face Justice Khanna today, I would say, with the greatest of respect, my lord, please tell me, why did you not take extreme action on the 15th or latest by the 16th? I mean, I know that you are all litigating lawyers of the Supreme Court and therefore you have to, but I'm not, and I can speak openly, I can speak my mind. What was Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the Chief Justice of India's Supreme Court, doing on this matter on the 16th? You can't be writing letters on this. Obviously, there was material. Obviously, there was material that he had. And he was dragging his feet on this matter. He should have acted on the 16th, and he must be open to this kind of open and bold criticism that we are doing of the actions of the Supreme Court. Because if you see the timeline of the events, the report by the High Court Chief Justice states that an incident occurs on March 14th in a storeroom of Justice Varma's official bungalow, a space with restricted access. The Delhi Police Commissioner is seized of the matter, informs the Chief Justice on March 15th at around 4:50 p.m. about the fire in Justice Varma's residence the previous night at 11:30 p.m. The Chief Justice personally visits the location with the High Court Registrar and meets Justice Varma. During this visit, the Chief Justice learns from the Delhi Police that a PCR call about the fire was made by Justice Varma's personal secretary. Now, on March 16th, and that's where Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna's role comes under scrutiny, on March 16th, and I'm sorry I'm saying this, I may be the only journalist in the country who would question the actions of the Chief Justice of India, but I will, because it is my duty. It is my duty to the people of India, and if I don't, then who will? On March 16th, did Chief Justice Upadhyay inform the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court about the incident? And when that happened, and when a response sought from Justice Varma says, oh, my servants, my gardeners, CPWD personnel come to this place. There is WhatsApp images sent by the Delhi Police Commissioner. Justice Varma expresses concern. He says, now it's a conspiracy. After 16th to 21st, what happened? What happened? All that we know is on the 20th, there is a quiet meeting in the Supreme Court collegium. And they say, oh my God, this is not nice. Let's transfer him. And then I am told certain members of the collegium are not happy with that decision. And the news reaches Republic by 21st morning. And then all hell breaks loose, and they are doing damage control after that. Come on, now we cannot. And I see Mr. Manan here. Mr. Manan, we cannot not question what the Supreme Court of India was doing after 16th.
May I?
No,
Arnab, I need to leave. So can I make a comment
Nalin,
and then
go ahead
leave,
with that, but you must not avoid this question tonight.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. No, I'm not going to avoid anything, Arnab. We have such a long association over so many decades. And you have always asked the tough questions. You've always asked them openly. So I think I'm not here to in any way question that either. But let me give you a point of view, which is what I normally do. So I think one is to understand, which is what you are asking for, is the information between the incident and the final decision leading up to that here. That obviously has to come from the Supreme Court, and it will come at some point, I'm sure. The second aspect is with regard to what you said to, say, Justice Khanna. I'll just for a moment point out, and it must be borne that Justice Khanna and his family, and he's the nephew of Justice H.R. Khanna, who showed the spine in emergency. And that's that famous Justice Khanna who resigned when he was superseded, which must be borne as the background that led to the 1981 case, which led to finally the collegium system.
I am not questioning Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Chief Justice of India personally.
No, hear me. Hear me. 1 minute. I'm not holding the brief for anyone, but I'm just pointing out. And Justice Khanna, in fairness, I must say, yes, in fairness, enjoys, like the other members of the collegium, enjoys a very good reputation. Now let me come to the questions, which is the third part, is that my way of looking at it, while the questions have to be answered, there's no dispute on that. My way of looking at it is the nature of the judicial process is to look out at a reasoned output. That's how judgments are written. That's how orders are dictated. No. So, I don't expect any system, judiciary, or even the administrative structure without full information or an understanding immediately coming out of the press note. That's the nature of the institution.
I take that, but I will say this again. I take that, but I will now follow up by saying this, that people are saying today that is Republic questioning the Supreme Court of India. I am saying here today that I am a journalist. I should have no fear, favor, prejudice in my mind regarding anyone. And I am in my right to say that when the Chief Justice of India is informed on the 16th about the incident, and the only action I find between 16th and 21st is the transfer of this individual, and now the Chief Justice of India is saying the transfer of the individual is not linked to this action, then can the Chief Justice of India kindly explain to us to restore faith in the judiciary? I'm not here, but the Chief Justice should tell us tonight openly and clearly that why did I transfer him when there was such a terrible case against him, and that also transfer him to the Allahabad High Court, which has today gone up in flames on this incident. It is so angry, and today Mr. Manan is with us. Mr. Manan, the Oudh Bar Association is saying now The Outh Bar
May I then
Association
excuse
is
one
saying
last comment and I'll
we
excuse
will boycott
myself.
this judge.
Arnab, just one last, Arnab, one last comment and I'll excuse myself because I have to go
Yes.
somewhere. So I'm sorry to hold on Mr. Mannan and I don't mean to intentionally do it. Just two quick things, Arnab. Yes, establishing and restoring the faith in the judiciary is the primemost, absolutely imperative requirement, and I'm sure that the Supreme Court will do that. There is no question of that. The Chief Justices, all of them will do that. The Inquiry Committee has to also do it in that sense.
Well,
Number two is that those explanations that you're asking for, just one comment, I'm closing. One is, correctly, those explanations have to come. I'm sure they would come. My last is, just like you, and I'm complimenting you, Arnab, for your channel to show it, to follow it up, to have your team work day in and day out on it, and you leading from the front. I think equally, I'd say that from the print perspective, I'm going to put out that at least I saw Dhananjay Mahapatra of the Times of India's report being the first one coming out and following it up. So I think now it's a large issue. Your channel leading it definitely in the electronic space and the related that comes out online, etc. and all. Others are also doing it. And I think the larger interest now is going to be how do we protect the judiciary, remove the bad eggs in that sense, break
now,
the
let
system
me tell you what
that is
action has
leading
happened.
to such situations.
Let me tell you what action has happened.
Arnab.
And before I go to Mr. Sankla this morning, good morning, Mr. Sankla. I would like to go to KK Mannan also, very, very important member of the bar. Mr. Sankla, I'm coming to you right after that. KK Mannan video is out right now. Many questions are being asked. The correspondence between the Chief Justice of India and the Delhi High Court Chief Justice is all post 21st. The Outh Bar Association is saying we will boycott the judge. This unprecedented situation has now arisen, right? And I think that something serious has to happen very, very quickly. Mr. Mannan.
Arnab, in fact, it is too early to say or comment anything because the Honorable Supreme Court Chief Justice has already instituted an internal committee. But at the same time, number of questions are arisen in this case. As you were telling and asking, since 14th till 21st, what the Chief Justice of India, what the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, because we came to know only on 21st in the morning that this incident has taken place. It is a case which can be investigated within 24 hours at the rank of a ASI of Delhi Police, which they could not done it till 21st and even till today. Question is that if there was a recovery, where is the recovery memo? And where is the money lying? Why they have not informed the income tax? Why they have not informed the ED? It was not a small amount, as coming in the news that it was about 15 crore. 15 crore can't be kept in an open house, an open room. And all these questions are there, which are fishy and suspicious, doubtful. Number of things are there and going on today in the media, in the social media also. But the unfortunate is, at the same time, because this judge, particularly I can say, I was shocked the day we came to know in the morning. Every lawyer is discussing if Yashwant Varma is involved in such type of things, then who is safe, who is not there. You see that we never heard about anything about, because judge's integrity can be judged from his judgments. Any particular case, any particular famous case where the stakes are very high, but only thing is recovery of an amount. But he has taken the defense. On that we can't comment at this stage, because this inquiry committee should give the report within 2-3 days. Thereafter the matter should be handed over to the CBI or the ED immediately. Even by now, the Chief Justice of India should have given it. Why the internal committee?
No, but this is all committee playing game which is going on here. We see through this. I just want to go to Kapil Sangla and then come back to you.
Please, you see that... No.
No, let me get all my guests in, because it's a very serious matter. Now, Kapil, good morning. Can you hear me, Arnab?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Kapil, how do you view this right now? The question is obvious. The focus is on the system of fixers who have penetrated the judicial system. Question is on the failure of the collegium system, complete and absolute collapse of the collegium system, and the delay in action by the Supreme Court collegium as well. What do you think, Kapil? What should be done immediately to restore some faith?
You're absolutely right. And I'm also in agreement with Mr. Manan. You see, judiciary and the judicial officer has to be beyond all suspicion. And this case, unfortunately, stinks in absolute deference to the Honorable High Court, the Chief Justice, and to Justice Varma. If cash notes had been found in my house or your house or any common man's house, what would have happened? An FIR would have been registered. I would have been hauled up. Questions would have been raised. It would not be that, all right, the BCI is going to perhaps look into it, or in your case, certain internal body is going to look into it. The Chief Justice should have absolutely permitted registration of an FIR so that an investigation could have taken place. The statement that I do not know where the notes have come in also do not make any sense. There have been previous allegations, unfortunately, as I said, that, with all deference to him, and I have absolute trust in him. But today, if judiciary is under fire and judicial officers and judiciary is trying to protect their own kind, then unfortunately, what people are going to think is what you're absolutely saying. Last but not the least, once money is found in my house or my car, as they say, contraband is found in my house, the duty is upon me to prove otherwise. The onus has already shifted. And to merely by saying, I do not know where it comes from is no defense. Unfortunately, what is happening in this case is an internal inquiry is being conducted, which means that this is a closed door inquiry, which means that they are trying to shove away the limelight from here and push it somewhere else, which is very unfortunate. It is dangerous for judiciary and it is dangerous for our faith in the judiciary today. This is all that I have to say, sir.
Now, in this matter here, I mean, we are in a. You wanted to add something to this. Upon receiving the report, Justice Khanna directs the Delhi High Court Chief Justice to seek an explanation from Justice Varma regarding the presence of the cash, its source, and the person who removed the burnt currency on the morning of March 15. The CJI also tells Justice Varma not to dispose of his mobile phone or delete any messages, contacts, or data. Therefore, it is quite clear that Justice Varma has a very strong sense of what has happened. Should he not have been stopped from being on the bench immediately instead of being transferred? Because now the Supreme Court is dealing with revolt from bar associations.
The first thing in such circumstances is done, the work is withdrawn.
Work is withdrawn, yeah.
Which has not happened in this case. And secondly, the delay that has taken place in taking action would have destroyed a lot of evidence.
Yes.
On the scene.
Yes.
Probably where is the cash? How much is the cash?
Yeah.
Whether, as Mr. Manan pointed out, there is a memo. There are punch witnesses also.
Yeah.
Where is all that? How much cash is recovered? Where is that cash? These are baffling questions.
Yeah.
And that would go in favor of Justice Varma. If all that thing is not there on record. What is baffling is certainly trying to wish away that this thing has not happened. That is what is worrying me. And whether Mr. Varma is innocent or not innocent is subsequently a matter of inquiry. But the fact is, due process has not been followed in this case, which will certainly go in favor of a person
Was it an error of judgment of the Supreme Court Chief Justice?
No. There cannot be an error of judgment from the people who have been practicing law, who know the processes. There is something much more which is beyond our sight and which has to be unearthed. I'm very clear on that.
Vikas, what do you think now? You know, we are in a terrible situation of damage control situation out here. What do you think the court will do right now?
I think very, very strict action.
What's the feeling in the High Court? Can you tell me?
Arnab, that's what I'm trying to tell you. For the last 2 days, the entire High Court has been extremely, extremely involved with the elections, you know. There haven't been any discussion even
What elections?
For the Bar Association.
Is that more important than this?
Is
that more important than this?
Democracy is at stake and
No, Arnab,
we are fighting for elections.
Vikas, 1 second.
Yeah.
The day this news broke, the elections were already going on. 21st were the elections which were going on.
No,
so we did discuss. We did discuss at the same time.
Or if you talk, you are singled out.
No, I think
this is a case too grave to ignore. I want Kapil to come in on this. Kapil, you heard what Vikas says there. If you speak about it, you're singled out. Almost as if there's one big mafia group out there which is trying to silence this matter? Is there some cozy network of fixers, judges, pliant lawyers, all working together who are too worried that if this matter becomes big, the whole ecosystem which they have run, cultivated and nurtured for so long is going to collapse?
One sentence, just one sentence. It's a common knowledge in our courts that retired judges are also fixers.
No, but if there are so many fixers in the system, then, yeah, Kapil, go on, please. Kapil.
Yes. I just wanted to say this. The Justice Varma, according to us, was one of the, or is one of the most honest judges that we know. And if it has happened there, and questions were raised, if you must be aware of the question of the seniorship that was raised in the High Court, before that pertaining to the FIR where his name, the CBI FIR, where his name perhaps was reflected. And if you look at this and you look at the timeline and you see that nothing has really happened, I think it is time to save judiciary, to also have some kind of accountability. Anybody who says anything against the judiciary can be hauled up for contempt, and therefore we are all afraid. I think it is time that an investigation or an inquiry in this case is not done in closed doors, but by independent people, independent to the judicial system or independent to the judiciary itself, in the open, so that the truth is unearthed. And if the truth is that Justice Varma is above board, then that should also come out. And if it isn't, then strict action should be taken rather than just transferring somebody to another state.
Had this matter not come out in the media, had the video not come out, had questions not been asked, nothing would have happened out here. Yes. We are very clear about it. There's a lot of fear of the judiciary. There's a lot of fear of even lower court judges. There is misuse of power. There is fixing. There are things which are spoken about. But Mr. Manan, all of these people are so powerful that nobody, including those in the media, take them on. Now, in this case, it's gone too far. Now, we can either limit this to this case and say, listen, let's limit the action to this case. Let's cover it up. Let's never talk about judicial corruption. Let's not talk about fixers. Let the whole ecosystem continue like nothing happened. Or there can be a cleanup. My worry is, Mr. Manan, if this remains an isolated case, dealt with in an isolated manner.
You see, Arnab, so far as corruption is concerned, in district courts, High Court, Supreme Court, they know it. 90% judges in lower court judiciary are corrupt. 10% who are honest, they are suffering. In the High Court, we know who are the judges are corrupt. Every lawyer knows it. Even in the Supreme Court. Now, perception in the public is that the law is only for poor, not for the rich people. And kindly see, the judge retired before elevation. He used to reside in a DDA flat or two-room set. After retirement, straightway goes big colonies in the South Delhi.
Properties bought in the name of their children, in their wives,
crores.
Businesses set up,
50 crores
NGOs started.
From where money comes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does anyone question the earning of the judges? How much money they have? The bungalows they own? The kind of money they have in the names of their children? The kind of money which is accumulated abroad? The businesses that suddenly start operating? And we are told be quiet about it because the judges have earned this. What do the judges earn? Judges should only earn their reputation. But here, what we are seeing today, I must say this today as a journalist, and I know how Delhi operates. You've seen the cozy club breaking, and the cozy club must break. The poor people in this country don't get justice. There are thousands and hundreds of thousands of under trials in this country. Nobody cares about them. People live their lives in prison after 20 years, you are told. Oh, the case was not important. You have tariq pe tariq going on every point of time. You can't get a date in the courts. An ordinary citizen cannot get a date in the courts. And you have highest appellate courts with truckloads of cash and 10 to 50 crore rupees in the house out there. This system must be broken. And if you do a single sting of a judge, you're afraid. You know, Mr. Manan, we are the only channel that has done a sting of the judiciary. And everybody shook, but it was a judiciary in Patna. People were scared, saying if Republic starts this, where will it stop? But I think it is very important for the judiciary now to understand the role of the media also. Because had it not been for the media, it would have been covered up. I'm opening up lines tonight. By the way, we have some breaking news. I want to get Shravan coming in because I am told, Mr. Manan, I am told right now, Shravan should come in right now, that destruction of evidence is a large part of the committee probe. Because, get them in please, because destruction of evidence is a very large part of the committee probe. What does it mean? I need phone-ins, I need reactions, I need guests right now on the studio because the story is becoming great. I need Rhythm live, I need Shravan live, and my desk should not let me down at this time. Thank you very much. Yes, please, what do you think on this? Now, Justice Varma's inconsistent and contrary statements. This man is a strange man, viewers, Justice Varma. When initially confronted with the allegations, he states the storeroom is accessible to my servants.
Arnab, if we are to believe this or accept
On air, left and side.
if we are to believe this kind of a statement
yeah,
or
please go on.
accepted every accused in any matter, whether it relates to money or drugs or arms, will say that I have one. Let me tell you one thing. In the Evidence Act, there is a presumption if it is recovered from your
One minute. Shravan has breaking news now. Shravan is live. Shravan, go ahead. People are watching right now. Shravan.
In fact, there are more details coming in as far as this video is concerned, Arnab, because this video was first recorded by the Delhi police itself. The fact of the matter is that when the fire brigade actually reached there, you had Delhi police officials present there. One of the fire service persons said that the currency was burnt. Thereafter, the fire brigade does not make any mention in that particular report. So the element of destruction of evidence also emerges right now. They're looking into whether at all certain instructions were actually given to make no mention of the cash recovery. So destruction of evidence is the other important aspect that emerges right now.
Absolutely. So now destruction of evidence comes in who's, I was told here, Shravan, should I say everything that I know? Well, I'm going to say everything I know because I can't care less. Let the rest of the media be scared. It's a shame today that the rest of the media is busy covering every other story, but will refuse to do this. Socialites are being interviewed. That's the breaking news this moment. They will not cover this. Shame on this media that covers things up. I want to.
Before in your life,
yeah,
our time has come enough for you that the nation really wants you to speak.
Well, I'm saying here tonight that you can't, there was a video which was deleted from the first responder. I questioned who put pressure on the Delhi fire chief, Shravan. The Delhi fire chief first says, I never said that cash was found. And then he comes and says, Mr. Manan, I never said that cash was found.
Just a quick
Which means there was pressure being put on the Delhi fire chief as well. The whole system was involved in a cover-up here. Yes, Shravan.
There is also the involvement of lobbyists in the national capital. So not just the judge. There is a ecosystem that is in place. In fact, one of the lobbyists was also interviewed by another network that was after this incident took place. And it appears that there was a proper media management that was also done after the incident. The fact of the matter is that statements of the fire chief was also changing. If you remember, Arnab, we are the only network who had managed to get the Delhi fire report. That report was not accessed by anyone else, and that was the smoking gun because that raised questions about the role of the fire chief himself. Late last evening itself, he again changed his statement.
I want to say this today. What burnt my heart yesterday, what burned my heart when we put the video out, first of all, is that when the video shows, and I want to show the whole video, viewers are calling tonight saying, Arnab, show the full video. And I'll show the full video. Usme, one of the people who is cleaning up, you just see the pictures there, viewers. Can I just be on air with the pictures? I want to say nothing else. I just want to run the pictures. Put me on a corner of the screen and I'll explain this. See, viewers, unedited raw footage I want here when I play the video. Viewers, this is cash on the floor of a Chief Justice's home. Please watch this. Wake up, India. Wake up, India. This is corruption in the judiciary. Wake up, India. The judicial system has been penetrated by fixers. Wake up, India. The judicial system is extremely corrupt. Wake up, India. Because this matter, there was an attempt to settle the matter and manage the matter. What has changed in our country? If there is going to be corruption at this level, if the judiciary is able to get away with this, and then put me on a corner of the screen, please. If this is what happens, can I be on air on a corner of the screen, Aditi, if it's not too much of a problem? Because it angers me. And the people of this country should be angry that this happened on 15th, Mr. Manan. And कोशिश हो रही थी ठीक से मैनेज कर लो भाई, इसको थोड़ा मैनेज कर लो, मैनेज कर लो, मैनेज कर लो, मैनेज कर लो, हर चीज को लीवर की तरह यूज करने की कोशिश.
You see,
you have
Arnab,
evidence against the judiciary, take action against the
Arnab,
judiciary.
in this case,
Why? No, my point is, Mr. Manan, there is a person who comes in the video and he says, देखिए महात्मा गांधी जी जल रहे हैं.
Yes.
That comment was very important. I am asking the people of this country, wake up on this Sunday morning. This is the situation that we are in. And question everyone, question the Chief Justice of the High Court, question the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, question the collegium, question the highest judges, question the lawyers, and question the fixers. But what I've seen here today, unfortunately, is थोड़ा बहुत question करो, ज़्यादा मत करो भाई, थोड़ा बच के चलो.
Allow me
ये बच के चलो वाला अप्रोच चल रहा है. और पूछो मत, अरे मीडिया तो पूछो मत, वो कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट केस कर देगी. फिर अगली बार पूछेगी कि मीडिया की क्या सेल्फ रेगुलेशन है. मीडिया पे कंट्रोल डालो. The media they want to control the media, the judiciary, which does this. And what was the action between 16th and 20th? Why did Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna not immediately act? And when the action did not happen till 17th, why did the executive look away? Till 18th, executive did nothing. Till 19th, legislature did nothing. Till the 20th, it continued. Then it blows up in the media and suddenly you wake up and you say, oh my God, ये तो बहुत बड़ा हो गया. अब कुछ करना पड़ेगा. सारे अभी एक दूसरे पे ब्लेम करना शुरू कर दो. आप बोलो कि आपने ये लिखा, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, ईमेल सर्किट, बचपना, write letters to each other. I really think there should be some soul searching. I would say that the Chief Justice of India has erred in his judgment, and I have no qualms in saying so. But I want to play the video right now, because if people are watching tonight, I want them to watch this. ये openly in Delhi, in a judge's bungalow, खुलकर ये सब हो रहा है. मैं पूछना चाहता हूं हमारे इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसीज को, पैसे इनको किसने दिए? वो पकड़े जाएंगे कि नहीं? और कितनों को पैसे दिए? और देश के बड़े बड़े जितने बड़े जज आके बोल रहे हैं, लॉयर्स आके बोल रहे हैं, अर्नब ये तो होता है, पैसे मांगी जाती है. अगर जजमेंट आपकी तरफ हो गई तो आपको उसके ऊपर पैसा मिल जाएगा. अगर नहीं मिला तो बोलेंगे हमने कोशिश की जज को खरीदने की, मगर हम खरीद नहीं पाए. Which means that there is open corruption and fixing happening in the judiciary. Now, should we be quiet about it? Mr. Manan, this is an inflection point for the country. And I want to play the video. उस वीडियो को आप सुनिए, प्रोड्यूसर्स उसको प्ले करिए, जहां पे वो व्यक्ति कह रहे हैं, देखिए ये महात्मा गांधी जी जल रहे हैं. That is such a telling comment.
Absolutely.
Telling we want to be a 4 trillion, 5 trillion economy, want to be the third largest economy in the world. We want to talk about big things, but this is the reality of our judicial system. And ये reality कहीं ना कहीं लोगों को लगा कि ये एकमात्र एक जज के घर में नहीं हो रहा है. इसको कंट्रोल किया गया है क्योंकि you know if you open the Pandora's box, everything will open out. I am saying tonight on Sunday morning, open the Pandora's box. Bring out the skeletons. Let the judiciary also be afraid that there is someone who's watching their actions.
Arnab,
Otherwise, all hell is going to break loose in this country.
see,
This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. The judiciary owes an explanation to the people of this country.
judiciary is not above
I
law.
still remember this. I still remember this, that when, you know, there have been cases here, you know, Mr. Manan, you know, the judiciary says you allow a 100 crore case against Arnab Goswami if there's a wrong graphic that plays because a brother judge's intent has been questioned. So the judiciary is very strong to protect its own. Brother judge, uncle judge feeling is very strong. What about the people of the country? You think people are not watching tonight, Mr. Manan? People are watching from everywhere tonight. Yes, Mr. Manan.
Arnab, in this case, not only destruction of evidence, two more important things are delay in lodging of such type of inquiry, delay in criminal cases of even 1 hour has to be explained, tampering with the prosecution evidence. Prosecution evidence means like that
Breaking
fire brigade person who was changing the statements. Not only this, there is a mafia, everybody knows. Two my colleagues of Delhi High Court are sitting here. Mafia in Delhi High Court, mafia in the Supreme Court. Those mafias are from the lawyers. Fixers are lawyers are as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Outsiders also.
And Arnab, those companies must also
But
be
at the
exposed that
same
who have paid
time,
money.
all judges are not involved.
I am with you on this. Mr. Manan, I'll let you go right now because this is big tonight. I'm opening up to calls. Umesh is calling from Hyderabad. Yes, I'm opening up to calls because the people of this country have a right to have a say on what happened. Before that, I'll play the video where the firefighter says, "Dekhiye, Mahatma Gandhi jal rahe hai," or something like that. Please watch this. Let's play it.
ये लिया बेटा करना से लाइट इस पर यूज किया सब कर दे सब कर दे ये भी लिया महात्मा गांधी में आग लग रही है भाई वहाँ लिया ये भी लिया बेटा
Gunny bags. All of this money is not 5 gunny bags. This is a whole storeroom full of cash. It is not 5 gunny bags. It is much more. Initial estimate was 10 crore rupees, but the whole room has burnt. And after the entire fire, there is still cash out there. This is estimated now unofficially at around 30 to 50 crore rupees in cash, which is burning inside the house of one of the topmost lawyers who we are told has a great reputation. We are told Ashwin Deshmukh is the cleanest, nicest, most amiable man, and these are the people who will tomorrow get lectures, and there'll be lectures given about how great the judges are, and judges are always very good at talking nice things about each other, but they will not talk about this. Today I request all Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, retired judges to speak up. Please speak. If you don't speak now, the country will remember. Ridhamanand Bhardwaj, please come in immediately. If you don't speak now, if you still believe in this brother judge attitude, then people are watching tonight. Very briefly, please. Please come in, Chair. Yeah.
We must also focus on the fact that whose money is this, and there are retired judges who are vacating their residence or who have vacated their residences. That aspect has to be taken into account in recent past.
I think these are storerooms. You know, I think that now the question is there is so much cash in the system.
Yes.
Raghav Avasthi, you've been watching this, Raghav. As an advocate, as a relatively young advocate, your thoughts on this? Is this opening a Pandora's box? Is it going to become bigger, or there will be an attempt to conceal it now?
This raises some very serious questions.
Come, Jay, come.
As to till what time will we tolerate this practice where judges end up appointing other judges, and there is absolutely no accountability. There is no accountability to the public, which ultimately pays for their salaries and perks, and there is no accountability to the media. And I also feel very strongly that if somebody is not fit enough to serve as a judge in Delhi, it does not mean that he or she can be foisted upon the good people of Uttar Pradesh. And I think it's an absolute insult to the people of Uttar Pradesh that such a person is now being transferred.
How the Bar Association has issued a boycott.
Exactly. And I think it's also quite correct on the part of the Awadh Bar Association to issue such a boycott call till such time that that the truth of these allegations can come out. This gentleman should, of course, be suspended. And if he has any iota of self-respect or moral authority remaining, he also should resign. That's my humble opinion.
Well, absolutely. I totally and completely agree with you. Rhythm, please walk in right now into the studio. Let's get Jay Anand Dehadrai also into the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, as my next set of guests come in, this is an unfolding controversy which is surrounding Justice Yashwant Varma. I just want to say this is not an isolated incident. You want to treat this as an isolated incident? Then you are essentially saying let's bury it once again. Umesh from Hyderabad, should the truth be buried here? You've been waiting on the phone lines. Calls are open. My first caller, Umesh. Umesh, are you there? Okay, we don't have Umesh. My director is too busy talking to others. But Jay Anand Dehadrai is here with us this morning. Jay, now tell me, what do you think in this case? This is going too far. It's going viral after the video came out. Your thoughts?
Hi, morning, and thank you for having me here.
My pleasure.
And I've had a chance to go through the materials that have come on record,
Yes.
including the response of the Honorable Judge. And honestly, I continue to be an outlier, if you know, with great respect.
Outlier to what?
Outlier to these sort of, to this very quick sort of conclusion that everybody has drawn about.
Can I have him on camera, please? Can the camera move, please, towards him, please? Thank you so much. Yes, please continue. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've jumped to a conclusion with great
Which
respect
conclusion?
that he's guilty. And I think having read the response that the judge has sort of furnished now, there is.
You're here to defend Justice Yashwant Varma?
Well, I'm here to say that let the truth come out. And
okay, I'll pitch you on versus the others then.
Yes.
Did the fire happen in his house? Raghav, please note this. Did the fire happen in his house?
Yes, I'd like to please respond to that. So when you read his response, when you read Justice Varma's response, it becomes very clear that this room allegedly where this currency was found is not a part of the main residence of the judge at all. In fact, it's an outhouse. It has two separate entrances. That's what one gathers from the response filed by Justice Varma. So now, and it's right next to the CPWD.
So you're saying the gardener came in and put 50 crore rupees?
No, I'm saying, no, with great respect. I'm saying that when you want to prove criminal liability, when you want to prove, that somebody has done something criminal, it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. Is there not a reasonable possibility, or not, that it is possible that somebody else could possibly have come in?
No, there is no reasonable possibility.
And there's another thing.
No, there's no reasonable
possibility. When the fire broke out, you had the judge's own daughter or aged mother living there. The daughter calls the fire
department. What has the aged mother got to do with it? Please don't drag the aged mother in this.
No, I'm saying that there is, there's a vulnerable person living in the house.
Does the vulnerable person get 50 crore rupees and put it in his son's, in her son's storeroom?
Even the amount of money that is being, there is this sort of notion that it is 15 crores and so on. From what we've seen in those videos, of course, that you've put out, and kudos to you for putting that out, it's not clear that, how much money there is. They just look like some burnt notes, scattered around. So to determine with such...
What if there had been no fire? Would the money have been found? How long was the money kept there?
Well, maybe the money was...
How many other judges in this country keep 50 crore rupees in cash in their house? Raghav, he's putting the other side in. I'd like to open a debate between Raghav and you right now. Raghav, your response to him, please. 2 windows. Thank you.
I will just make 2 short points. One,
we can make it to Jay directly.
One, of course, is that this outhouse, this outhouse is part of the residence of the judge.
Yeah.
So, of course, if the money did come in, then, of course, the security officials or whatever it is, that the armed guard that is outside, they let the money through, or there was some connivance. And Jay is right when he says that the guilt has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. But as of now, we are not even at the commencement of any full-fledged criminal trial. It has been rightly said that Caesar's wife has to always be above suspicion. So if one is holding the office of a judge of a constitutional court, a court of record, the judgments of which are cited across the country, not just within the country, but also on some subjects like intellectual property, also in other jurisdictions, then this matter has to be investigated, and this matter cannot be investigated properly until and unless this gentleman is stopped from sitting in court and doing judicial work. So I think as of now we can only say this much, but yes, his explanation on a prima facie reading, the truth can only come out, as I said, after a trial. Prima facie reading, the explanation does not seem convincing at all. If the money has been found on the premises that were allotted to you, then of course you will have to be questioned.
This matter will be delayed. My concern is you do play this committee game, then you put it in trial court, the matter will be delayed. That's my concern, Rhythm. Yes. And that is my concern, that in this case, I want Kapil, 1 minute, Kapil Madan's also coming into this. We have all these young lawyers in our studios today. Yeah, so Kapil, you want to add something to that? Kapil?
Yes, Arnab, let me say one thing very, very clearly. What appears from the video is that prima facie, there is a video or the, evidence that suggests that there were currency note indeed, which were found at the residence. That's point number 1. I've also read the explanation that have come from Justice Varma, wherein Justice Varma is saying that this room was accessible to people both, outside, because that had a door that opened towards outside, of his house. So I think once you have a video which have shown, loads of cash, at a particular place, I think it becomes your, duty to explain how the cash could have, reached that place. That's point number 1. And insofar as this issue is concerned, what reports seems to suggest is that this incident happened on 14th or maybe 15th of March, and everything, was under the carpet, and it is only after the TOI report and the media houses like yours who has picked this story, this issue got escalated. So I am sort of, disappointed in a way, the entire system have taken this matter. If indeed this incident happened on 14th or 15th March, then the very next day it should have been, made available to the public that this has happened.
Why was it
There
not?
Have been,
Why was it not?
Why?
Did we tell the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court to keep the matter quiet? Why was it not? It is the mistake of the Supreme Court and the mistake of the High Court. And now you want to play for time rhythm. They want to play for time. They want to play committee. They want to waste 3 more days. They want to put this matter in trial because they do not want the honorable judge to be interrogated in custody. They feel that if a sitting judge is questioned by the media and goes into custody, all hell will break loose, and this little mechanism whereby the judiciary should have control over the media will end. And that is the problem here, Rhythm. They want to buy time.
Yes.
They want to buy time, manage the collegium system, control the media, and then settle things. We will not allow it this time.
And I think,
over to you.
I think this is the first time that wherever any media channel has picked up something of this magnitude in this manner. So the judiciary is waking up to the consequences of something so massive. Like K.K. Manan, senior advocate, came on the show and stated, it's happening since a long time, Arnab. It's not the first time that he's heard charges of corruption against judges.
Why do you want to buy time? My problem is, Rhythm, we have right now, the one thing we do not have is time.
Yes. And
if the judicial system wants to give me an impression here, let's buy time. Nothing's been proven. Let's settle it. Let's manage the bar associations. Let's manage the media. Let things become quiet. Then in a quieter time, we will lecture the media, tell them to be more rational about the matter, cast questions. Let Jayanand Dehadrai put 2 more questions about whether it happened at all, put 1 technical angle, and on the basis of that technical angle say, all we will do is give the judge a peaceful exit, and therefore the matter will also exit. We want to give the matter, after all, the judge has served society and served society with all his heart and soul and mind and body and spirit, and has led a life of sacrifice, and he therefore must get the 5-page Oscar-winning speech that every judge gets when they retire. He deserves that too. And I'm being clear about it. In this case, we do not have time. Do we have time, Rhythm?
absolutely not.
Do the under trials in this country have time, Rhythm? Do the people who are in jails have time, Rhythm?
No.
Do the people who are waiting for Tariq pe Tariq have time, Rhythm? Do the people who are sit in jail for a hearing in the Supreme Court get time, Rhythm? And where are these activist judges now?
Yes.
Where are the activist lawyers? Have you seen Prashant Bhushan on the warpath on this case?
No.
Has he been vocal in
Very
this case?
interestingly, no.
Very interestingly. Where are you, Mr. Bhushan? Where are you right now? Nobody knows. The nation wants to know. Yeah, 1 message.
Yes.
One tweet.
Yes.
That's it. Quiet. No anger.
Yes.
So I'm saying open the can of worms.
Yes.
Open the Pandora's box.
In fact, I think one of the top criminal lawyers of the country, Satish Manishinde, said a normal politician also, if unaccounted cash was found in his house, would have to be immediately arrested. Why should a constitutional authority
You see, the judiciary is uncomfortable.
The minister is arrested only
Vikas.
on suspicion only, on a disclosure statement of a co-accused, which is not acceptable, which is not permissible in law.
This is quite, Rhythm, I think this is quite laughable. No money has been found. I'm sorry, but this assertion that is...
What is the assertion there?
Just a moment.
What is the point there you're making?
Assertion that is being constantly...
What is he saying?
Been found is wrong. There is no money that has been found.
Club will be exposed. That's the biggest point.
No, I'm sorry. There's no cozy. I mean, to jump to a conclusion that there is a cozy club is extremely unfair. No money, Rhythm. No money has been found. There is a video. We don't know whether that
no money has been found.
Pertains to the judges.
No money has been found.
Yes. There is no confirmation.
You'll be quiet.
No, there is no confirmation.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the point that...
Just a moment. Just a moment.
This is an extreme argument being put here by Jay.
Raghav is a dear friend of mine. I don't think he was at the site.
Jay is also a dear friend of mine.
Yes, he can't. I'm sure he can't verify that he was there himself and seen the cash.
exactly what
but the point is-
Now there is a video that is put out. Just a moment. There's a video that is put out. We don't know for sure if that video pertains to a room in the judge's house. We don't know that.
It's okay,
Hang on.
relax.
Now
This I don't
there are
know
judges.
about.
Hang on. There's staff inside the judge's house. The judge has given a statement. There is no material to conclusively prove that anybody has seen currency notes.
Let me counter this just for a moment.
And as a criminal lawyer, I know that you practice mostly on the civil side, Raghav. But as a criminal lawyer, it is not preponderance of probabilities that matter. It is beyond.
I'm not
reasonable
even
doubt
saying,
that you-
I'm not, as of now, we're not even at the stage of criminal trial. I will say
Just a
two
moment.
things.
As things
Let me
stand
have my
today,
say too.
the
Let me
judge-
have my, I heard you, Page. Let me have my say just
I'm not done. The
just for
judge
1
was
minute.
not present in Delhi when this incident happened. His
That
daughter
might be the
himself
case.
calls up the fire
That might be
department.
the case.
These are indisputable facts. If I was
Having
somebody
said
hiding
that-
money in their outhouse, which in itself is a ridiculous, idea.
But who hid the money?
Will put money.
Who hid the money?
Precisely. We don't know.
Then who hid the money?
To be found. Hang on.
Was it anybody?
Okay,
How did the
answer
money
one
get
question.
onto the premises? Then you should tell me
One
this.
point that completely deflates
Please
your
tell us
theory.
where the money, please tell us how the money got into the premises.
It's your theory.
Who got the money? Who got the money? Who transferred?
An inquiry.
Where did the money?
Inquiry.
Exactly. So
point
pending
is
that
that there is
inquiry,
no
this
money.
gentleman has to be.
This is such
all
a
judicial
premature-
work has
I'm
to
sorry,
be taken
this is a
away.
facetious
All
allegation.
judicial
There is
work
no
has to be
money
taken
today.
away from this
if
gentleman.
If there was money there, they
till
would have found the
truth
debris of
this
the money.
matter has
Raghav.
been unearthed.
There is no money
That's
that has
the
been
first
found today.
point. Till the truth of the matter has been unearthed,
The
all
uncomfortable
judicial
truth
work has
on your side on this of this debate is there is no money or even burnt remnants of any money that have been found.
also had the
This
good
is like
I'm
saying,
sorry,
this is
there
like
is
saying-
no cash that
this is
has
like
been
saying-
found.
going
This is
through
like
that
saying, this is, no. This is like saying, Jay, this is the most ridiculous argument I have heard any lawyer make. And I won't admit, you're lucky I'm not a lawyer, because had I been one, I would have incinerated your argument within seconds by saying that this is like saying that the murder weapon has not been found and the man is not dead.
Well,
This is exactly what he's saying. Murder weapon has not been found. The man is not dead. The corpse has been buried. The cremation is done. And this is the kind of argument I'm afraid of. Because there will be many hundreds of Jayan and the Athrais who will emerge out of the woodwork over the next few days saying, please cover up the case by putting these kind of arguments. Now, my question to you, my question to you, my
Chief Justice D.K.
Pardon, you're saying something.
Chief Justice D.K. Upadhyay
He's not reached
has
any
said-
conclusion. Please
No,
read
he
his
has
please
said
read
that
his
there
letter
should be
carefully.
deeper inquiry.
He
Yes,
has not
he has
reached
He has
any
said that this
conclusion.
matter deserves to be probed
Yes.
further.
Why? Well, then
Let
he
it
should
be
have just
probed.
given a judgment.
Let it be probed.
Why should this gentleman be
he had
assigned any
reached a
judicial work in the
I'm so
meantime?
sorry. This is such
Why
a
should he be
facetious
foisted
argument.
upon us?
If he reached a conclusion, he would have given judgment. Then why does he want
He's
an
not
inquiry?
giving judgment, he wants it to be
He wants an
inquired, so it's a
inquiry
good
because
thing.
No cash has been filed.
Breaking news.
He has to be inquired.
The uncomfortable truth for you, which you must admit, is no cash has been found. Neither burnt remnants nor cash intact. None of
where
it
does
has
the
been
video
found.
come? What is the
I'm
provenance of the
sorry.
video as
You
per
tell me where the cash is. Show me
That's
the
where
money.
the cash was.
You
The
remember
cash
that
is being
famous line
burnt.
from a movie?
The cash is
Show
being
me the
burnt.
money.
The cash is being burnt.
Where is
Well,
it?
why would someone plant such a vast amount of cash in his residence?
Also on the
Why would, one minute. There is so
Let the
much.
cash through.
Arnab, with great respect, this quantification that we're arriving at and saying that, oh, it is 15 crores, 20 crores, 35, you can't, even from this video, even if I'm to assume that this video is correct, you cannot tell from this what the quantification is.
I'll go
What
to
the
one minute. I think that we're getting distracted out here.
Absolutely.
We're getting distracted out here. The matter is already... No. I would say here today that has prima facie the crime been accepted or has prima facie guilt been established or not? Yes or no?
These videos have been submitted by the inquiry report. Let's not waste time on this, Arnab. This is what is the important question is the integrity.
Then you tell him directly, no?
No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
The integrity of the judiciary is at stake.
With great respect,
The
my
democracy
friend,
is
with
at
great
stake,
respect, my
Arnab.
friend,
Arnab, that is the important
Democracy and
point.
judiciary is at stake because so many judges are going to be demoralized now because they feel that any one of them can be targeted.
What is anybody anywhere?
Targeting it.
This
Where
is
did
the
the money
truth.
come from? Where did the money come from? I don't know.
What money? First, why don't
There
you
is no
establish
money
the
at his residence.
There isn't any money. According
Why has he been transferred then?
One simple question.
Why has the collegium recommended his transfer? What's the reason? Do you really buy it that it's because of administrative reasons unrelated?
Raghav, don't run away from my question.
I'm not. I'm asking you to answer my
I
question
will.
too.
But the day the money was allegedly
Yes.
on fire, Tell me one thing. Why wasn't it seized the same day when this video was apparently made by this fire?
Because the fire services do not have the jurisdiction to seize the money in the first place.
The police was informed. The police commissioner apparently informed
Whatever
the chief justice.
happened.
Why didn't he seize the money? Please answer this.
That doesn't have anything to do. That doesn't have anything to do with the culpability or lack of it. With the culpability or lack of it.
Could easily in that
whoever
frame any judge and say, look, there's some burnt money found there.
Whoever put that money in, wherever did the money come from,
this is such a joke.
It has to
national joke.
It has to be investigated. The truth has to be unearthed.
Anybody could have come and placed the money outside.
Why transfer orders have been passed.
Department could have possibly potentially come and placed the money.
Transfer orders have been passed.
Currency notes there.
By the
This is a laughable argument, Raghav.
The transfer has
you're
not
a better
been
lawyer
accepted.
in court.
Why don't
sorry,
you
this
tell
is
us?
a facetious argument.
Why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us as to why transfer?
Okay,
as to why the Chief Justice of India?
The Supreme Court has clarified that the transfer is an independent matter.
Wow, you are laughing when you're making this argument because you don't believe it yourself.
Well, are you saying that the Supreme Court sort of, does something and means something? When
I am saying this. 1 minute. Now let me take this up, please. Jay, please understand. Your defense, and since I assume you are here to defend Justice Varma, you are here to defend the indefensible.
Tough job.
And you have taken that job upon yourself because you want to be a good criminal lawyer. You want to find the worst murderer.
He's a good criminal lawyer.
You're a good criminal lawyer, wants to find the worst murderer, the most notorious smuggler, the most bloodthirsty savage, and then say we want to put an argument for them. In this case, with no exception, I'm saying Justice Varma's primary defense hinges on the argument that he's being framed as part of a conspiracy. Yes. Okay. However, this does not hold up under scrutiny. First question, why was no police complaint filed by Justice Varma? A judge, Rhythm.
Yes.
Remarkable case of a judge. A judge, 57 years old, many years in the bar, almost certain to become a Supreme Court judge, very well aware, spotlessly clean, wonderful man, High Court in the richest and most powerful appellate court in the country, the Delhi High Court. He has 50 crore rupees or 10 crore or 50 crore, whatever crore rupees found in his house. And there are letters going around that where did the money reach? The first thing he should say is, I file a police report, my lord. I'm going to go to Balchamag police station and say, somebody has fixed me. I want justice. Was any police complaint filed by Justice Varma? If indeed someone had framed him, why did he not seek an FIR or seek legal action against the unknown perpetrators? Why did he only claim conspiracy after the evidence was made public?
Absolutely.
There is no answer to this. Let Justice Varma face me and I will ask him this question. Why did you not file an FIR, my lord? You have no answer for that. You have no answer for that. Chair, you have no answer. If someone were to go to my house and plant 100 crore rupees, I would go to the police station and say, this is an attempt to fix me.
Can I say one thing?
No, this is wrong. Wrong is wrong and wrong is wrong. And wrong will not be accepted in this country anymore. Yes, please.
One short point.
No, let him answer my question. Let him answer my question.
All right.
Yeah.
Arnab, with great respect, what you're saying at the outset cannot be denied. And from a layperson's perspective, as a citizen in this country, one expects similar treatment both for a citizen and for a member of the judiciary because everyone is equal before the law. So I agree with you. However, judges come within a separate, slightly more special category where they require some insulation from instant sort of, executive action. That's the point here. They are protected. There is a constitutional shield.
Kapil has to counter you on this. Protected.
One thing.
Why would 1 minute? One minute. You see, you have to look at not look at the length of your argument here. The question is simple. Kapil wants to come in out here. Why would someone plant such a large sum of cash in his residence? If they wanted to frame him, why would they have to sneak into a High Court judge's official residence with massive amounts of cash, risk getting caught, and risk 50 crore rupees of cash, lose the cash, and then call the Delhi Fire Department and conspire with everyone to fix this man? Given the tight security of judicial residences, this is not even logistically possible. And hence the money, incontrovertibility is his. We only have to find out where he got the money from. Kapil, you want to counter Jay. You wanted to counter Jay. Kapil Madan wants to say something to you. Kapil Madan, go on.
Yes. Arnab, I very patiently heard what Mr. Dihadre had to say. I mean, he has denied that first he said that there was, no cash. Second, he says, even if there is a cash, you can't quantify what is the cash. I think Mr. Dihadre wants to, act as a, super boss of the collegium. because collegium had also taken 5 days. They have also done their inquiry, which has first happened at the Chief Justice of Delhi level. Thereafter, the report have gone to the Chief Justice of India. And after prima facie examination of the material which is available on record, they have found that there is something that needs a deeper investigation. Today, here at this point in time, no one is pronouncing anyone guilty. But what we are saying, from the criminal point of view, from the criminal action point of view, what you need to see here is what is the prima facie case which is available? What is the prima facie, facts which are available? What are the prima facie documents which are available? When Mr. Dihadra say, if the cash was there, why was the cash not seized? Why, there was no seizure by the fire? All these facts needs to be investigated because this points out a larger issue. Whether anyone was pressurized, where, anyone else is also involved. These are the facts which, I must tell Mr. Dihadre, which warrants a deeper investigation. And which has been said by the Honorable High Court also.
Who's denying?
The Chief Justice of Honorable High Court also. This requires a deeper investigation. What Mr. Dihadre wants to say, what Mr. Dihadre wants to say and convey to the people.
Why are you pushing this conspiracy theory?
Mr. Dihadre, please hold on.
On what basis are you pushing this irresponsible conspiracy theory? You please tell me this.
Please hold on. Please hold on.
The judge himself has written in his explanation to the Chief Justice that it is possibly arson. If it is arson, then somebody has lit a fire there, planted the money.
Planted the money.
Mr. Dihadre,
who planted the money?
Mr. Dihadre, even if it is, I would take your case.
Kapil, hold on. Raghav is provoked with that. What he said. Raghav is confronting him also.
Does that not require a deeper investigation?
I'm repeating.
All of these Latin money are protected by layered security.
They are multi-level security.
There is multi-level.
Raghav is speaking directors. Raghav is speaking to Jay directors.
So we need.
What are you doing?
We need to figure out
Raghav,
as to what the learned judge is saying. Whether a security personnel was compromised that they allowed such a large sum of money.
Requires an
if I take my car, to any Latin's bungalow, my car is going to be searched.
I'm sorry,
my car is going to be searched.
That's not correct.
Who is it that gave the orders for that particular car not to be searched?
When there is an emergency, there is no search that
there is, of course, search.
So if it is an emergency,
there was an emergency vehicle that brought the cash. I don't understand this. What Jay is saying is that there was an emergency vehicle. An ambulance transported the cash. An ambulance transported the cash to the bungalow. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. There is CRPF, there is Delhi police, there is a multi-layered...
What are you saying?
...web of security personnel.
What sort of argument is this? That defense security saw. Judge wasn't even present that day.
So but the security is still on duty irrespective of whether the
judge... Okay, I have Rakesh Tikku, senior advocate, joining me right now. Senior advocate Rakesh Tikku is joining us right now. I can see him there. Advocate Meera Patel also practices Supreme Court. She's also there. Now, you know the question here. The question is something has gone very rotten here, Mr. Tikku.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
but
your
I
thoughts?
think there is no doubt that this has to be looked into. No one can dispute. Even Jai is not saying, yes, but then the questions which are like, Chinese whisper, there's 50 crores, 20 crores. I am surprised. How have someone counted this figure? Yes. Where does it come from?
Very well said.
But no doubt this has to be looked into by the inquiry which is going on, and what Madan has said that probably police complaint should have been filed. I mean, that doesn't make any sense because once the Supreme Court has directed in-house inquiry, what will SHO do? He will rather say, sir, I will await for the report. But one thing is there, every council, every association has a perception of every judge. Good, bad, right, wrong. But one thing I feel very sorry that we had one of the best judges in Justice Varma. I'm not commenting what is the right story, what is the wrong story. But if it is found, it will be lost to the institution.
No, I'm sorry, but this is a very, Mr. Tikku, very, you are speaking in such a way that you seem to indicate why does the police have to be involved, why does the media have to be involved. हमारे अंदर ही settle कर देते हैं ना इस मामले को. ये हमारी बात है, ये बाहर जाने की ज़रूरत क्या है? हमारी in-house inquiry होगी, हमारे brother judge इसको देखेंगे, हमारे brother judge इनको transfer कर देंगे, मीडिया को घुसने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Judiciary, there is a feeling. I'm sorry too, sir. I'm sorry too, sir. The days are gone when the judiciary and the legal system of this country can be a closed chapter. The judiciary is here to serve the people. The lawyers are here to serve the people. Are there no fixers in the system?
Would
Is there
media
not fixing
decide
going
that
on?
the court is wrong, in-house is wrong? Two High Court Chief Justices, one judge of Karnataka High Court. Are they better than the media or are they worse than the media?
Now
You trust
I'll
media to
ask you
decide.
this. I ask you this, sir.
I'm sorry,
I
you're
ask you this,
casting
sir.
aspersion on the
Listen to me
in-house
also,
committee's
sir.
constitution.
I have no conflict in this. But I would say judges would have conflict of interest because you know the judge concerned. In fact, if I were to be asked to judge my own, I would step away. I would say that no, it must not appear. Like Harish Salve said, Mahesh Jaitlal said, that Caesar's wife must be seen to be above suspicion. You cannot settle the matter with an in-house inquiry. This
How
is,
would it be?
everything is
What
not
would it
in-house.
be?
That means, are you saying today, sir, are you saying, Mr. Tikku, there is no corruption in the judiciary? And the second,
I'm not saying so. I agree with you. There is.
yeah, but if there is
There's no
a case
doubt
of
about it.
corruption, you're saying we'll manage it.
Yeah. No, manage, you are casting aspersions. You got to have trust.
No, what
somewhere.
is the
That in-house
aspersion here?
committee, they're
I'm not
holding
casting
guilty.
aspersions. You can come out, I can tell you, let it be there. Okay, media is asking questions. Supreme Court is giving him a clean sheet. हो जाए. लोगों के
Supreme
सामने हो
Court is
जाए.
not
Public
giving
court भी
chill.
तो है ना,
Sorry, you
Mr.
have not
Tikku.
mistaken.
Mr.
They have
Tikku.
withdrawn the work for him.
Mr. Tikku, there is a public court we are answerable to. Even the Supreme Court is answerable to the court of the people.
Public is, well, let's us said the better it is.
Oh,
public would
lesser
not
said the
decide.
better. This is the attitude. Public तो जरूरत ही नहीं है. This attitude
Public comes only
हम लोग
counting
मैनेज कर
ballots.
लेंगे.
Not here.
हम लोग मैनेज कर लेंगे. इस बार मैनेज क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? आप बताइए ना, Mr. Tikku. I'll ask you a straight question. So many
Yeah.
things are quote unquote managed. I'm asking you today. Forget Republic,
not-
forget media.
I'm not
Why is
doubting that your
the
perception
judicial
that
system
people
not able to
know
manage
that.
this?
But someone has to decide who will be that body.
No,
You
no,
are
no.
not
What,
trusting the
no,
judiciary.
what is there? You are the Supreme Court, you are the High Court, you have managed it. When the news came out, why could you not manage it?
You see, you are casting aspersion. It is
I'm
like
not
putting cart
casting
before a horse.
aspersions.
I wish if you have heard the press carefully that ultimately he has been laid off in the sense he will not hold court. The inquiry will go
On the
He has a
21st,
right-
Mr. Tikku, on the 21st. On the 21st, all this correspondence regarding he will not hold court, etc., is after the matter comes out in the media. Till the 21st, he was only being transferred.
Well, there you may be right in the sense that there has slight delay in, I mean, they should have corrected immediately. So there you're right.
Sir, this
Media
is one
has
country.
awakened, no doubt.
You,
Media has to be
I'm saying this
respected for it.
today.
At least
Sir,
they trigger off the reaction. Their media is very, very pivotal to the role of democracy that way. You're right.
No, sir, this is becoming very big. I would very clearly say this. Let the judiciary and the legal system accept that something has got rotten. If you want to go technical, saying
It is
in-house
rotten. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I can't but agree with you. System is rotten.
But you're saying
It
if
is-
the media investigates it, we'll go after the media.
Media
We'll
should
target the
and should
media.
go on.
We will target independent media in this country. We will target
No, no.
them. We'll put fear
You're
in
right.
them. You're
You
questioning
have
us.
yourself suffered what media is.
Huh?
What can I else say?
Pardon me?
You have yourself seen the consequences of media gets targeted.
No, but I'm not afraid of that. That's the difference between us, between Republic and other media. I'm not afraid.
No, not in media. As journalists, I mean, even, you were not spared. Even
Yeah,
cases
so
were
even
filed
I was
against
not
you, the
spared, but
media
I fought
doesn't get
back, and
spared.
that's why the people of this country believe in me.
Correct. So do I.
Yeah,
That
so
is
I went
every
to
part of
jail.
you.
I was put in jail. I fought back, and I won. But I'm not
You
afraid
are a
of that.
forthright person who can articulate, call spade a spade.
Sir,
There's no
I'm
doubt.
calling a spade a spade. I'm saying that we have to restore the faith of this country in the judiciary. I'm not against the judiciary.
100%, 100%.
Sir, tell me
But
one
my
thing, Mr.
suggestion
Tikku.
would
I'm
be
saying
my
one thing.
team-
Listen to me, Mr. Tikku. I am an individual, okay? I am sitting live on television. मैं तो कुछ पीठ पीछे कुछ बोलने वाला आदमी नहीं. I am saying that Honorable Justice Sanjeev Khanna should not have not done anything or appeared to have not done anything till the 20th. He should have acted on the 16th. He should have immediately asked the judge to go. I'm nothing personal with Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Supreme Court Chief Justice, but I'm saying that on the 16th when the matter came before him, he should have said to this judge, the matter is too serious, please step aside. Because if I don't ask you to go, then the entire judiciary will be questioned. He did not do that. And that is maybe an error
agree
of
with you on
judgment
that
of the
point.
Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Totally right. Totally right.
मैं कुछ गलत कह रहा हूँ इसके लिए?
बिल्कुल सही है. मीडिया से ही रिएक्ट हुआ इनका. They should not have sat down for next 5 days.
अगर
They're
नहीं
right.
होता तो matter would have been limited to the actions or inactions of this particular judge. Now the whole judiciary has got involved because from 14th to 20th nothing was being done.
There you are right. I have no answer to that. There you are right. But for media, this would not have come out.
So that is a good acknowledgement from you, sir. I'm not against the judiciary. You don't get this feeling, sir. I'm not against the judiciary.
But my request
In fact,
is
I'll tell you one thing,
let-
cases regarding my bail, my cases, I have got thousands of cases in all the judiciary.
I know,
fight
I know.
every case. Sir, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आप बंगाल में जाइए, Mamata Banerjee files a case against me every day. We get 41A notices like young teenagers get love letters. We get 41A notices every day. Rhythm and I deal with it. कोई tension नहीं है. My point is, sir, I am only saying this, that I'll tell you this, sir. It is so terrible today that this is now coming up, and ये video जो आई है कल, जो वो व्यक्ति विशेष कह रहे हैं, saying that महात्मा गांधी जी जल रहे हैं. Doesn't it hurt you, Mr. Tikku? You are such a senior counsel.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts
It's a
us.
reflection. It's adverse reflection on the system.
That's all, sir. I have no personal angle in this.
But my request and suggestion would be enough. This man, let him face inquiry, be out of it till then, and let the inquiry decide. 2 weeks, 3 weeks
I agree.
max.
I agree with you. We'll put all the response on WhatsApp. We're getting a lot of calls also tonight. Shall I take 2-3 calls? Because
Thank you.
I want to, Mr. Tikku, don't go. आपको इतनी जल्दी जाने नहीं दे रहा हूँ. Meera ji is with us. Meera Patel, what do you think in this? You practice, you have a firm. What do you think as a senior lawyer? What do you think?
Arnab, I think I share the anguish, concern, with your anger as well on this entire issue. And in fact, a lot of connected issues that have risen now, apart from corruption in judiciary, is also accountability and transparency that needs to be there, both in appointment and removal of the judges. There are a lot of things that are not spoken about in the, in a lot of non-legal arenas. That is also, the appointment of judges and legal nepotism that is going on. So they are intermediaries who are responsible for, as you were discussing earlier about the role of fixers that's there. So all these facets, need to be discussed as well. And so far as Justice Varma's case is concerned, there is an inquiry committee which has been now appointed. But there is a prima facie opinion which has been expressed by Chief Justice of Delhi High Court in his report, that it was not easy for anybody else to have an ingress and egress to this particular scope.
I know that. But if applicable, judges recuse themselves if the case involves a conflict of interest. Why did they not recuse themselves from this case and say, let the Delhi police investigate it? I'm open on this. We'll get all our callers back in right now. Kapil, you're watching this tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have hundreds of thousands of people as of this minute watching this on live stream. What has happened here, Rhythm, is that a matter which was in the court has become a public matter. It's a mass matter in India today. Yes. So it cannot be quote-unquote settled. Rhythm, where does it stand? What's the news you're getting?
Absolutely. In fact, I would like to go across to one bit of information that we've just picked up. I think the big news that's also coming in, the testimony, Arnab, of the fire service personnel who doused the fire, and also the persons who are seen recovering the half-burnt cash that is on the screens in the released video becomes extremely critical. And the reason this happens is because who removed the burnt money from the room in the morning of March 15th, 2025 is also being asked by the Chief Justice in the 21st March 2025 release. I think this is crucial because there is also a question being raised as to who were the first people who went into that room. Was it only the fire personnel? Who were the people who removed that money? Once we're aware of what happened on that morning, who removed that money, it becomes critical.
Also, most importantly, Justice Varma has not provided any independent corroboration on the storeroom's contents. It is his job, Jay. He should explain paisa kahan se aaya. He should seek testimony or official reports from independent parties such as the Delhi Fire Service personnel or responding police officers to confirm his claim that no currency was present in the storeroom on the morning of 14th of March, but came on the evening of 14th of March. He has to explain where the money came from. He's not done any, has he given any corroborative evidence? Has he given any corroborative evidence? No. Let him face me, I'll ask him. Why did he not initiate a proactive investigation into the conspiracy? Instead of saying my aged mother is there, here and there, I mean, it's not working. Jay, please, Jay.
One of the reasons, Arnab, why you're admired is because A, you're fearless, but you're also fair. And if you're fair, and which you are, then you have to acknowledge the fact that, look, let there first be a full-fledged inquiry done. He's already given an explanation We haven't found any cash. There are only videos of cash. Let's be straight. I mean, if there was cash, I would be with you.
You want me to bring back the cash? You have not seen the cash? Okay,
I'm
1
just
minute. Put the
stating-
video
I'm
out.
stating-
1 minute. I ask you this.
facts.
Put the video in the middle,
Yes.
please. Take
But
over
we
the
don't
breaking
know
news
yet,
thing
or
and
not.
put the video in the middle.
We
Jay,
don't-
you look
with
at the
great
camera there.
fairness.
Jay, you look at the TV
Yes,
screen
with
there.
great fairness.
And you tell me,
Can
1
we
minute. Can I see the video?
Can we say
Can I
with
see the video?
Can we say with certainty that that cash is and that room is inside Justice Varma's home?
Yes, we can
can't
say
yet.
with certainty.
We cannot say that
We can say with certainty.
There's another point.
No, there isn't another
May I
point.
say
This
there is another point?
No,
You'll-
1 minute.
You'll agree with me. We don't know where that the debris and the remnants of that burnt cash are today. We really don't know that.
Where do you want me to go to any Radhi shop
we
and
don't
find
know
out
that.
where the
So
money
where
is?
let that be first brought out.
Delhi Police Commissioner is handing over
When there is a
these
when
documents
there is a
go ahead.
to the
murder,
Chief Justice
when
of
there
Delhi
is a
High Court.
murder.
Exactly.
Is this the kind of defense if we take?
Yeah.
We will definitely
Vikas
declare
and Jay,
an accused.
Vikas and Jay.
If this is the kind of defense if we make up,
I wish my
think
friend,
we will, as a
I wish my
lawyer,
friend
I can-
understood
100%
that vehemence
that we
is no
will take.
substitute for logic. I hope my friend would understand that vehemence does not substitute logic.
Point here
So listen
is-
to me.
the
You
point
don't
here
know
is
yet.
require
You
investigation.
don't. Yes, it does.
The video has
therefore,
been
don't
shared by the
Not
Delhi.
from the
The
chief.
video is not fake.
There is
The
no-
video is real. The video has been shared by the Delhi Police Commissioner and is part of a testimony and material and documents put out by the Supreme Court of the country. What are you
It is also
talking about, Jay? What are you
evidence.
talking about?
It's an
This is
electronic
put out by
evidence.
the Supreme Court
They have
registry.
only asked questions.
conducted
They have
by
only
the
asked
staff.
questions.
Terrible.
Hold up for
At the
2
official
seconds
residence.
also
Only
for destruction
asked
of evidence.
questions.
Yes.
In fact, one moment. In
Apart
fact,
from the PC
just about-
Act.
in fact, it was Republic, one of the first channels. Lot of credit. It was the fire department initially that said that, look, we've put out no such statement.
No, I think
And it was
that,
later
no, that was
contradicted.
recanted.
So there are
That
just-
state,
it was
that
recanted.
recantation was recanted.
That helps what I'm saying as
Mr.
well.
Dikku must
Where
come
you
back.
have a case where there are multiple sort of versions put out, then contradicted, then another version.
News.
That's why there is an inquiry.
This seems, yes, that is why there is an inquiry to ascertain
Judicial
the truth.
inquiry.
To ascertain the truth. So now, but
Rejudge.
there is something else that I heard, when I was listening to this debate, and I think it's one of the most pertinent points that I think Arnab has brought up. More important than this, and yes, if this judge is guilty, action must follow. But he said something else. Arnab, I must give you credit for this. You are possibly the only news person in this country today who's brought up this role of these sleazy fixers who are operating with
Are the fixers
impunity.
not operating?
With impunity in Delhi. And if at all, and God forbid, I admire this judge because he's an intelligent man, he's a hard-working judge.
Which judge?
Yashwant Verma. But
No,
it is, of
he's-
course,
no, I'm
proven.
sorry.
If there is some role of some...
What is your interest in
Well, if there is some role of some sleazy middlemen, fixers or anybody like that, my God, then we have a real problem on our hands and those people should be exposed for...
Sounds less like a legal defense, more like yellow journalism at this point.
I think it's a very important point and you'll bear with me. I had the courage also a year and a half ago to bring up the role of certain individuals who are extremely crooked. And one among them, now a former MP, who's, I don't want to take, of course, any names, has asked questions in Parliament about has sought confidential information, defense details, and so on and so forth. This is the impunity with which people are operating in this country. So yes, action must follow. And an investigation must also happen. All I'm saying is this is a member of the judiciary. Let's not jump the gun.
I 1 minute. At a point, I want to just say once again, I would request the rest of the media to gather a spine and start reporting on this. I want to tell these people, and I'm sorry, but nowadays I think some media does not speak because of corporate ownership. They have probably got interest. They don't want to speak. They don't want to upset anyone. They want to play safe. There's an independent network. We're the only network not owned by any corporate, so we speak our mind. I request the others also, journalists, to start speaking their mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Tarun Preet from Agra and Rahul from Gurugram on the phone line. Tarun Preet, sorry, I've kept you on wait for a long time. Are you still there, Tarun Preet?
Yes.
What would you like to say here tonight, Tarun Preet, on this? You've seen the video, I'm sure.
Arnab, courts are the last resorts available to the public seeking justice. And if there is even a single judge that is involved in such kind of practices, it shatters the whole, sentiments of the people. So I think there is an emergent need that law needs to be changed and proper inquiry can be set up against such people.
Absolutely. I have Rahul from Gurugram also. Tarun Preet, I'll just go to Rahul from Gurugram tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, before I go to Rahul from Gurugram tonight, I think Justice Varma has not provided a direct and detailed explanation backed by staff statements and receipts of who ordered the debris removal, right? What exactly was taken? Where was it taken? or did he insist that the debris remain untouched for an official investigation? Or after the debris was found, after the cash was burnt, did he remove it to avoid suspicion? Did he have access to the crime scene? I would deal with that place like a crime scene. Did he document the scene? Did he preserve the scene? He's a judge. Upon returning to Delhi on 15th of March 2025, did he immediately document the storeroom's condition with his own photographs or videos? Or have evidence of that showing no currency before any debris was removed, and share evidence of that with the Chief Justice of India to support his narrative? Any junior lawyer would be asking these questions out here. But we are talking tonight because we believe the people of this country, this afternoon, because people of this country are denied justice. And somewhere this money belongs to someone. Rahul from Gurugram, what do you think? Let's take a few callers. People across the country are calling tonight. Rahul, what do you think? Tonight, I keep saying this afternoon, this morning.
Morning, Arnab.
Morning.
I will kind of appreciate the risk that you are taking by running this show and running the report, which I think a lot of people are scared of talking about.
Yes.
So I think that's a personal mark of courage which you are showing.
Thank you.
Second, me and my son, who was just about to go to college, we were discussing, seeing this, and we were seeing the arguments which were being presented by some of your panelists, the gentleman in the tie, some senior counsel. And looking at it, we were thinking that do we need a major overhaul in the judiciary by going to something like a jury system? Because common sense for people who are watching the evidence or things is very straightforward. But I'm seeing a lot of facetious arguments presented by people who are actually senior counsels and advocates of trying to kind of going to one of the dialogues from a series called Panchayat saying, Angrezi bol ke aap kaise baat ko ghuma sakte ho? About trying to dodge around the whole point and not really seeing what is there. And I think if you put this evidence in front of a jury of 15 common people from UP or Tamil Nadu or Gujarat, they will tell you what is really happening. And if you put it in front of the lawyers, they'll go around with smart, good lawyer language, trying to create enough doubt.
We must not,
the
point is, Rahul, what you're saying is right. You know, I think what Jay is doing is trying to muddy the waters, which is typically what the criminal lawyer does in this case. He's trained to do it. I don't hold it against him. He's trained to muddy the waters. I would like to go back, just before I come back to you, Jay, I just want to go back to our senior counsel from the High Court. You want to go back to Mr. Tikku for a while. Mr. Tikku, public is also very angry in this, Mr. Tikku. Allahabad High Court ke jo Bar Association ke chief hai, wo bhi hamare saath hai, Tikku ji. I would like to have you on one side and Anil Tiwari on the other, both senior lawyers. And I respect all lawyers. I mean, what would I do without lawyers? I have lawyers to my left and right. I probably hold the high record in this country for the maximum lawyers who appeared for me and against me. But Mr. Tikku, I'd like to bring back Anil Tiwari. Anil Tiwari ji, good afternoon.
नमस्कार नमस्कार
नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप अनिल जी?
बस अर्नब जी अभी तो बहुत दुखी हूँ।
अब अभी क्या लग रहा है आपको, क्या होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये मैटर इतना बड़ा हो?
आप ये देखिए कि मेरा एक प्रपोजल फ्लैश होता है 1 बजे के आसपास, बार का रिजोल्यूशन, उस पर दिन भर डिबेट होती है और शाम को अचानक फायर चीफ और का एक बयान आता है कि कैश नहीं मिला। उस समय आपके टीवी चैनल पे मैं भी बैठा था और मैंने कोई साहब सपोर्ट मिस्टर अग्रवाला बड़ा सपोर्ट कर रहे थे वगैरह वगैरह। सवाल ये पैदा होता है कि जिस तरह से कवर अप करने का प्रयास किया गया, अल्टीमेटली आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट कोलेजियम ने रिलीज जारी की है। अब देखिए इस रिलीज में मुझे प्रॉब्लम क्या है। क्रिमिनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन में अगर हम हाई कोर्ट में कोई पिटीशन फाइल करते हैं और उसके किसी पोर्शन को हाईलाइट करते या छिपाते हैं तो चार्जेस क्लाइंट पे लगता है, जनरल पब्लिक पे चार्ज लगता है कि आप सही बात बता नहीं रहे। आपने इस रिपोर्ट को देखिए, इसमें रिपोर्ट में तमाम पोर्शंस को ब्लैक किया गया। वेदर इट इज ट्रांसपेरेंसी, क्वेश्चन इज ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी। आज पब्लिक फेथ पूरी तरह से शैटर हो गया है, पूरी तरह से शैटर हो गया। और आज की डेट में सारे देखिए होना ये चाहिए कि जो कुछ भी मटेरियल है वो पब्लिक डोमेन में आना चाहिए। सारी रिपोर्ट, जितनी रिपोर्ट है देखिए ब्लैकनिंग करके दी गई है, वो पोर्शन हाईलाइट होने चाहिए। कोई चीज कॉन्फिडेंशियल नहीं रखी जानी चाहिए अगर पब्लिक फेथ रिस्टोर करना है तो। अदरवाइज डू एनीथिंग हम लोग कर ही क्या सकते हैं सिवा प्रोटेस्ट के। अब हम लोग इस बात से संतुष्ट हैं, मुझे पूरा भरोसा है सुप्रीम कोर्ट के हमारे। देखिए, एक लाइन मैं बोलूंगा बार बार जी, जुडिशरी में आज की डेट में 99.9% लोग ऑनेस्ट हैं, डेडिकेटेड हैं, इंटीग्रिटी पे क्वेश्चन नहीं आप कर सकते। कुछ लोग ने पूरा तालाब को गंदा कर रखा है, कुछ लोगों ने, देयर आर वेरी फ्यू।
दैट्स ट्रू।
तो मिस्टर अर्नब जी, आपके थ्रू मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि यशवंत वर्मा की जुडिशियल पावर विड्रॉ किए गए, वेलकम का योग्य है, लेकिन आज की डेट में इमीडिएटली सारे मटेरियल जो कुछ भी अगेंस्ट में है, फेवर में है, सारे मटेरियल पब्लिक डोमेन में आने चाहिए और इन्वेस्टिगेशन में जो कॉम्पिटेंट एजेंसीज हैं लाइक सीबीआई एंड ईडी, इनको देना चाहिए कि वो इन्वेस्टिगेट करें, तभी जनता का भरोसा वापस आ सकता है। अदरवाइज जनता का भरोसा न्यायालय से अगर कम हो गया तो पूरी डेमोक्रेसी खतरे में है, पूरी हिंदुस्तान की डेमोक्रेसी खतरे में है। अब आप ये देखिए, इंपॉर्टेंट बात ये है, मैंने सीबीआई और ईडी क्यों कहा, मैंने सीबीआई और ईडी क्यों कहा, मैंने
ऑनर करिए। 1 minute, I'm directing the directors. Can I have the other guests also in with the phono plate, please? Thank you very much. I've been sending messages. Thank you. Please. Yeah, बोलिए तिवारी जी बोलिए।
मैंने अभी सीबीआई और ईडी क्यों कहा अर्नब जी, ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है, क्योंकि आम जनता का
ये विंडो क्या है, ये you don't need this graphics on air, please. Okay, 1 minute तिवारी जी, because the gentleman is on air. Thank you very much. Yeah, बोलिए please तिवारी जी।
I want to specify as to why I have spoken about ED and CBI. Why not local police? Because again it is a question of public faith. Public faith पुलिस पर कम है। ईडी और सीबीआई के बारे में जब आप समाज में बात करते हैं तो लोग कहते हैं नहीं यार ईडी ठीक है, सीबीआई ठीक है, लेकिन पुलिस पे फेथ नहीं है, इसीलिए मैंने पुलिस की बात नहीं की। यहां भी क्वेश्चन है पब्लिक फेथ का। पब्लिक फेथ सब कुछ है। वी द पीपुल ऑफ इंडिया, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का प्रियम्बल है। People of India is everything, nothing else.
That's what I'm saying, but मुझे बोला जा रहा है सुबह से। अब देखिए, आप ये बोल रहे हैं, मैं विंडोज पे I have to insist to the director that I have Mr. Tikku on this phono plate with Mr. Tiwari. Directors, please do it. Mr. Tikku has to be on air. Now, you are saying public is everything, Mr. Tiwari?
Yes, yes.
But थोड़ी देर पहले हमारे सीनियर काउंसिल हैं, इधर बहुत सीनियर काउंसिल है, Mr. Tikku. He is from Delhi High Court. ये कह रहे हैं कि यू कांट लीव इट टू द पब्लिक। मिस्टर टिक्कू, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? अनिल तिवारी जी, मिस्टर टिक्कू की बात सुनिए प्लीज।
रिगार्डिंग एन इंस्टीट्यूशन whose reputation is negative as on date. Now when you say public to be left, what is public?
What is public?
Is it media? Is it a few people, or is it legislature? See, we have a separation of power: judiciary, legislative, executive. Then the fourth state, that's what you. Fourth state role has to be informative. You have done the best by bringing it to the notice of the general public, which has activated the judiciary. Now, the next stage is adjudicatory. I'm sorry, public cannot be left with the job
Mr.
of
Tikku,
adjudication.
may I ask you,
we don't have a judiciary system like US.
Whenever we do a good job, you say you have done a good job, and then after some time you say, अभी हम पे छोड़ दो। इससे आगे आप करोगे तो हम बोलेंगे मीडिया ट्रायल।
अर्नब जी, आप एक सेकंड को मुझे दे दें, मैं अपनी बात खत्म कर लूं।
हाँ जी।
शायद मिस्टर टिक्कू समझ नहीं पाए पब्लिक का मतलब क्या है, शायद नहीं समझ पाए। पब्लिक ने जो सिस्टम बनाया है, उस सिस्टम का मतलब है इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्रिमिनल केसेस में सीबीआई और ईडी करे, पब्लिक नहीं करेगी। पब्लिक का विश्वास करेगा, पब्लिक का विश्वास सीबीआई में है, पब्लिक को कुछ नहीं करना। आप पब्लिक का ट्रस्ट है कि सीबीआई और ईडी करेंगी तो सही बात सामने आएगी। मेरा मतलब ये था, मैंने मिस्टर टिक्कू ने शायद ये समझा कि किसी पब्लिक को बुला लो और उससे कराओ इन्वेस्टिगेशन। ये नहीं मैं कह रहा हूं, मैं कह रहा हूं पब्लिक सिस्टम, पब्लिक ने एक सिस्टम बनाया है, सिस्टम आपने बनाया है, सरकार ने बनाया है, न्यायालय ने बनाया है, उस सिस्टम के अंतर्गत होना चाहिए। व्हाई मिस्टर यशवंत वर्मा इज बीइंग सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम दैट सिस्टम? दिस इज द क्वेश्चन। This is a question here. Public means system.
सीबीआई का रोल डेफिनेटली आएगा जब इंक्वायरी होल्ड करेगी prima facie, because inquiry as on date is going to give a prima facie finding. If they find anything adverse, yes, then CBI will come in. As of date, you cannot try as A versus B or a state versus X. The inquiry is also a part of the constitutional process. Let us not forget that.
There is no
based on judgment of the Supreme Court.
Vikas, go on.
Yeah.
It means constitution.
There is no mandatory provision of any inquiry.
Put the guest in the middle frame or place of the pictures. No, you have to put him in place of the pictures with Mr.
How many
Nikku.
cases the Supreme Court
10 seconds नहीं लगते इसमें.
directed registration of the FIR? The Chief Justice has only have to inform the CBI or any other agency
has to be
go and investigate the matter. Very simple. As you rightly said, why are we playing committee?
Right, absolutely right.
हम इसमें कमेटी खेल के
तिवारी साहब की बात बिल्कुल सही है. तिवारी साहब आप सुन सकते हैं मुझे?
Arnab ji, Chief Minister of Delhi was not a constitutional post. Chief Minister of Delhi was not a constitutional post.
Absolutely.
Why he was sent to jail? Why the matter was investigated by ED?
And arrested and kept in jail for no
announce करा देते. वहाँ भी announce करा देते.
The High Court judges. Therefore, unless
nothing, nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. Only public is
I'm sorry. The in-house is based on a judgment of the Supreme Court. It is not an administrative decision.
Sir, Veeraswamy judgment says that the judge is also a public servant. And the immunity is for the discharge of the official duty and not for other things.
Our statement. This is the statement of
immunity is for discharge of the official function. And this kind of activity is not part of the judicial function.
That is why an investigation is required.
Yes, I agree with you, Mr. Tiwari.
So, Mr. Tiwari,
thank you.
Are you saying a judge can be arrested also in a case like this?
No, don't arrest him. Don't arrest him. Give me this much protection. But why not investigation? Why not investigation by an independent agency?
And Mr. Tiwari, what's going to happen in the Allahabad High Court Bar Association? You're the head. What
Bar
is your feeling?
Association is going to hold a meeting of General House on Monday. And we will...
Can I listen to the guest, please? Thank you very much. Don't speak in my ear. Yes, Mr. Tiwari, please go on.
We are going to hold a meeting of General House on Monday. And thereafter we will discuss the issues. And we will pass a detailed resolution. And we will be sending this resolution to the entire country. Entire country we will be sending this resolution. We will request the entire country to come along and fight a cause for
Are
the
you
nation.
in touch with the other bar associations as well, Mr.
Yes,
Tiwari?
I am already in touch with Gujarat High Court Bar Association, Kerala High Court Bar Association, and some others also.
And what are they telling you, Gujarat High Court Bar Association?
Gujarat Bar Association President Mr. Brajesh Trivedi is a very senior lawyer, very competent lawyer. He is with me. He is supporting our cause.
Gujarat High Court...
Mr. Yashwant from Kerala is also supporting our cause.
This is breaking news. Gujarat High Court Bar Association as well as Kerala High Court Bar Association also seized of the matter, are in touch with the Allahabad High Court Bar Association. You are seeing nationwide Bar Association rise up in arms. Not arms, I mean rise up strongly on a case like this.
Our slogan is corruption-free nation, particularly corruption-free
Delhi High Court Bar Council President, Delhi High Court Bar Council President, Mr. Bar Association President, Mr. Mohit Mathur is with us live. Mr. Mathur, good afternoon. This is Arnab here.
Good morning, Arnab.
Now, what is your view on this matter so far? It's become extremely big, as you know. I'd like your initial statement.
I don't know
please.
whether the other panelists, because I didn't hear anyone, I have my own view. I don't know whether anybody agrees with it or not.
Louder.
There is no doubt that this is a serious issue. But with the fact that the the Supreme Court has already... Can you hear me, Arnab?
I can, please. Yeah, there are too many people speaking in my ear who should not disturb me now while I'm speaking to you. Thank you. Please continue, Mr. Mathur.
So I am only feeling that, see, we are always said that the bar is the judge of the judges. But here, an issue which cropped up has been taken up by the Supreme Court. The Apex Court is already constituted a committee, as we have learned yesterday, as well as the newspapers carry it out. And they have put everything on the website also. The explanation of the judge, the inquiry ordered, the video clip as it shows. So my personal feel is, and I think that's the feel of the association as of today, because we are also in the process of the elections for the constitution of a new committee, till now, we have seen that the concerned judge, Justice Varma, is a hard-working, sincere judge. So, and the decorum in the court, the pronouncements, that's what reflects. But if this is something which comes out from the inquiry, then alone that we should condemn the man. But today, and everybody knows I am primarily working on the criminal side, I feel that don't condemn a person without getting an opportunity. A fair opportunity should be given to him. That's all that I say. And I always feel that we are, by this, we just might be shaking the confidence of the public.
So shaking the confidence of the public will be, Mr. Mathur, in my view, if there is no action and time is bought.
Yes,
the public faith,
I agree with you.
I agree with you. The public faith has already been shaken.
Time should not be bought. I agree with you to that extent. Time should not be bought. And if at all there is evidence which is a clincher evidence, then yes, take appropriate action.
Sir, you are saying that in the pendency of a final decision, that there should be no action such as the removal of the judge from the bench temporarily.
Oh, I feel the Supreme Court has already taken a call that the judicial work is taken away from him. Now with that, the fact of the matter is that just like in any service matter, you remove the man from carrying out his whatever work he is doing. Here you are asking a judge to be taken off from the judicial work. Once a judicial work is already taken away, all that is required is 3 senior judges of the country, 2 High Court Chief Justices and 1 judge of Karnataka High Court are being given the task of inquiry. So please carry out that inquiry expeditiously. And I agree with you, time should not be bought, it should not even appear. It should not even appear to be some kind of a tactics.
Yeah, I take your point, Mr. Mathur. I'll get Sohail say it also on this. I'm just getting all voices, including voices from civil society. I just am asserting the matter, Mr. Mathur, that this matter is not limited to the courts, to the high courts, or between. It's a public matter right now. And we have to appreciate the fact that it is a public matter. The public is only asking a basic question, Sohail. Had this happened to any other individual, today 50 crores of unaccounted cash was found in Sohail Seth's house, and he said it could be my gardener or my domestic help who got the money in. Would he have been let off with a mere transfer? Would he be told to shift his house or shift his office, or would stronger action have been taken? The public faith is already shaken, Mr. Mathur. In this case, the only question is, why did the Chief Justice not act on it between 15th and 21st? Why after it came out in the media is all this action happening? And if it had not come out in the media, okay, you want to have one more say before Sohail, I'll allow you. Had it not come out before the media, maybe nothing would have happened, Mr. Mathur. We are also piling on in this case because we believe it's a great opportunity to send a message to the judiciary and to the legal system that you cannot operate in a silo and believe that you are a silo unto yourself. You have the collegium system to protect you, and lawyers will help judges and judges will help judges. Mr. Mathur, those days are gone. It's the age of AI, transparency, digital economy, openness, entrepreneurship, and the judiciary of this country cannot be in the 18th century.
I don't think anybody would disagree with you on that, Arnab. But at the same time,
बताऊं confusion क्यों हो रहा है? Arnab ji, अगर 1 minute मुझे दे दें आप.
Anil Tiwari stepping in, Mr. Mathur, is Allahabad High Court Bar Association president.
Okay.
If you allow me, I'm letting him come in with a lot
sure,
please.
No
yeah,
only on one issue.
अनिल जी बोलिए, आपको दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन के जो प्रेसिडेंट हैं मोहित माथुर जी आपको सुन रहे हैं, प्लीज गो अहेड.
मैं कहना ये चाहता हूं, देखिए बात न मोहित जी और मेरे में और किसी में भी कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं होगा अगर पिक्चर को क्लैरिटी से देखा जाए. सवाल ये नहीं है कि इन हाउस प्रोसीजर सही है या गलत, सवाल ये नहीं है. सवाल ये है कि अब आप दोनों स्थितियां देखिएगा. इन हाउस प्रोसीजर की इंक्वायरी होने के बाद अगर इनको क्लीन चिट मिलती है, एक केस हो गया, केस नंबर 1. सीबीआई की इंक्वायरी के बाद इनको क्लीन चिट मिलती है, केस नंबर 2. सीबीआई की इंक्वायरी के बाद पूरे हिंदुस्तान में सिग्नल जाएगा कि हाँ क्लीन चिट सही मिली है. इन हाउस की इंक्वायरी के बाद पूरे हिंदुस्तान में सिग्नल जाएगा कि नहीं दबाने का प्रयास किया गया है. तब ये है पब्लिक का भरोसा किस सिस्टम पर ज्यादा है. मैं ये थोड़ी ना कह रहा हूं कि इनको हैंग कर दिया जाना चाहिए, मैं कह रहा हूं कि जनता का कॉन्फिडेंस जनता द्वारा बनाए गए सिस्टम में है, जो सिस्टम सीबीआई और ईडी का है। एक आईएएस ऑफिसर के घर से मिलेगा, उसे उठा के जेल भेजेंगे।
अब ये
केजरीवाल ने भी तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट पे था, चीफ मिनिस्टर, दिल्ली वाज ए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट, व्हाई ही वाज गिवन दैट ट्रीटमेंट and why different treatment is being given to Mr. Yashwant Varma? I have failed to understand this question. That's all. This is my only question.
अनिल जी, आपको मैं Zoom link पे भेज रहा हूँ, आप because आप you're very angry on this. I want you on a video link. वो भी मैं
because I have survived in this atmosphere for the last 35 years. 35 years I have been practicing in this High Court. I am a senior counsel. Now my faith in judiciary has been shattered. मेरा भरोसा टूट गया है, मैं अपने बच्चों को वो भरोसा कैसे दूंगा? मैं अपने बच्चों को, आने वाली जनरेशन को ये कैसे कहूंगा कि न्यायालय में भरोसा करिए? मेरा भरोसा टूट गया है मिस्टर अर्नब बनर्जी, मैं बहुत दुखी हूं।
I understand that, Anil ji. I understand that. और ये पब्लिक की बात हो रही है, तो मैं for a moment I am straying away from the legal discussion. I am going to Sohail. Sohail, you're watching this, you have friends in the legal fraternity, but this is not a matter of gossip anymore. This has become a very serious matter. I have had the highest counsels in this country. I've had Harish Salve come in on my program. I think Aruna Sham is going to be joining us in some time. We've had Mahesh Jetpalani, and now I want your take on it before I take this forward with our other guests, like Subhash Jha is also joining us. Sohail, what's your take on this?
It's very simple. You know, sorry to quote Shakespeare, but Caesar's wife needs to be above suspicion.
That's the point.
The judiciary for this country is the ultimate pinnacle of liberty, human dignity, and the freedom of all our rights. That's how much we believe in our judiciary. That's why the judicial system is so important to our democracy. We adore, admire, and respect our judges. When that respect is denigrated through this heinous act of corruption or seeming corruption, what happens is it shakes the confidence of the public. When it shakes the confidence of the public, even the very good judges will be seen through the prism of deceit, deception, and disbelief. Do you want that, Mr. Mathur? I don't want that. I admire my judges. I admire the judiciary. I admire the work that hardworking lawyers do. But then there are also lawyers who are fixers. There are lawyers who are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. To my mind, this is a great time for a manthan. It's a great time for introspection. It's a great time for retrospection. It's a great time to go back to judges like V.R. Krishna Iyer, V.M. Tarkunde, people who held up the gospel of truth in defiance of everything, including the present Chief Justice of India's uncle, who stood against the might of Indira Gandhi during the emergency. I am saddened and delighted. I'm saddened, as Arnab Goswami said, that between March 15 and March 21, nothing happened. I'm delighted that on March 22, the present Chief Justice of India has put everything in the public domain. The public must know. We are not fools, to say that, oh, in the outhouse, I don't know how this money appeared, blah, blah, blah. What if there had been no fire? What if there had been this particular judge, if guilty, would have continued to deliver judgments which are based on evidence and truth repeatedly without us knowing that there was an agenda. B, he's not the only judge who was corrupt. We have heard of rumors in the past, including chief justices at times, but we never believed that because there was no evidence. Today, if there is evidence, the judiciary must double back. It must actually go out of its way for deterrent punishment to this particular judge if he is guilty.
Yes.
There is no one, Mr. Mathur or Arnab or whoever else is on the panel, including Rhythm. You and I can't sit on judgment today. We will have to wait for the process. But the process could have been even more transparent than it is today.
Yes.
The process could have been even quicker than it is today. The process could have been even more immediate, with greater alacrity than it is today.
Sure.
So the public has lost faith, but not all of it. And I'm saying this is a time for resurrection. This is a time for reaffirmation of the rights of the people and the justice system of our country.
Okay.
The judges at times behave like gods. But when gods have feet of clay, what happens? What happens then, Mr. Mathur? I respect you. I respect every judge, every lawyer. But I see the kind of hard work some of these lawyers are doing. against the face of everything. Our justice system tires the litigants out. But there has to be some solution. My friend Salve, he spoke to me yesterday and day before, and Harish's point was, if he's guilty, he should be punished. If he's not guilty, the persons who framed him should be punished. And I think it's an absolutely logical argument. So I'm not holding a brief for either the judge or those rascals who have framed him, if they have framed him. But if the judge is guilty, hang him. And when I say hang him, I mean punish him. Because you must send a signal that today's India, as Arnab Goswami said, today's Bharat wants more from the justice system. And all it wants is justice which is blinded, not attuned to money or any other accoutrements. That's the kind of judgeship that we need from our judges. That's the kind of judiciary we need. And we are all proud of our judiciary. It is the last recourse to defend liberty, to defend dignity, to defend the truth. But when the truth is compromised in an outhouse under wards of currency that have now caught fire, you begin to wonder, and you know what will happen? And I will end by this. Every good judge will now be under a scanner. Every judgment that people have an opinion on or are against will be under a scanner. You will point the finger to everyone, saying, oh, money must have been made. Do we really want that kind of a system? No. Do we really want honorable, good, noble judges to be tarred with the same brush? Certainly not.
Vivek Reddy is coming in. I think, Rhythm, you can go across to him. He's the president of the Karnataka High Court Bar Association. A lot of bar associations are speaking through Republic tonight. Rhythm?
Yes, and this becomes very crucial because as I'm going across to senior advocate Vivek Reddy of the Karnataka High Court, the president of the Karnataka High Court Bar Association. First, Arnab, we clarify all the bar associations right here on Republic TV giving us their first views. This is the first time bar associations are speaking up. They're either very clearly saying that we want an impartial inquiry, we want proper justice to come out, or they're saying, like President of the Delhi High Court Bar Association, that the truth must come out in this case, like Justice Varma, like Mohit Mathur has said. I want to go across to now Vivek Reddy. Vivek Reddy, what are your first views
I think,
as the President of the Association?
This is a real disaster. Honestly speaking, you know, for those who are working hard, practicing, and who want to really want the system to be clean, I think this is a shame. It's a real shame that such an incident has happened. And one more issue is, Arnab will also agree with me, sadly, this is one of such many instances which has been exposed. I'm very sorry to say that there are incidents that are going on like this, but this is an accidental discovery. Accidental discovery. That's a sad thing. What about n number of cases where such things are happening? And this is just happening. Nobody is there to, there is no watchdog. There is no guardian for this institution. The Supreme Court is silent on how exactly to curb corruption in judiciary. Why did such an incident happen at all? The Supreme Court was very eager in striking down the Judicial Accountability Act. That is fine. We don't want political interference. But what is the safeguards that the Supreme Court put in? It has not put in any safeguards at all. And it was watching silently. This is why we are saddened. There must be something done. We have confidence in the collegium of the Supreme Court. There must be something that is done in order to set this right. This is number one. Second is, tomorrow we have a general body before the Bangalore Advocates Association. We are the largest association in India with about 30,000 lawyers. We have a united association for all the units, the criminal courts, civil courts, and the High Court. Now, tomorrow we have asked the general body to meet. What we are asking is, why not the Anti-Money Laundering Act be invoked? We had a judge earlier, a Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, who said had made about 1,000 acres of land. There was an allegation. This was way back in 2010-11. And he just resigned and went. What happened to those 1,000 acres? So these are the questions which a normal lawyer today and a litigant are asking, the public are asking. You allow them, you just take a resignation, allow them to get away with all the illegal wealth? How could this happen? And there is nobody to ask here.
Yeah. I think we are in a very strong situation tonight on Republic. Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Vivek, 1 minute. Vivek, I'm with you in this. I'm sticking my neck out too. Let me tell you this. I'm sticking my neck out too. And I am saying tonight, I have 3 Bar Association presidents with us tonight. We have Karnataka Bar Association President Vivek Reddy, fantastic lawyer. We have with us also the Delhi High Court Bar Association President, Mr. Mohit Mathur. And we have with us Mr. Anil Tiwari, who's Allahabad High Court Bar Association President. And we have Oudh Bar Association Presidents also joining us. So this is a very important moment in our legal history. And I am putting Sohail as a commentator on this issue because he is concerned about the judiciary, but also concerned as a citizen. Mr. Tiwari, are you still there? In this discussion between Bar Association chiefs, I want to say that mera isme koi angle nahi hai. I just don't want this matter to be covered up. अभी विवेक रेड्डी हमारे साथ हैं. He is the Karnataka High Court Bar Association President, Mr. Tiwari. So Vivek, are you still there? Vivek, what is your demand? Because what is your demand?
Arnab, I think
here?
all bar
Make it very
associations
specific.
in India must meet up and raise this issue with the Chief Justice of India, all the presidents of the bar associations of all states.
That's a big,
I think high time this is done.
That's a very, very big statement you are making. Anil Tiwari, do you support this?
And I wish that everybody comes to Delhi tomorrow or on Tuesday.
Mr. Mathur, Anilji, Vivek Reddy of the Karnataka High Court Bar Association is saying that tomorrow you should all go to Delhi. All bar associations should meet and raise this matter with the Chief Justice of India. I would like your response to this, please. Mr. Tiwari.
This is absolutely good idea, but because my meeting is held scheduled tomorrow, I am not able to go to tomorrow, but I will join this meeting as early as possible.
Maybe you can have a meeting on virtually also, but it's very important because the time is being wasted now in this matter. Great idea. Do you think it's a good idea here? That all bar associations show unity on the matter? Deshbandhu Nigam is saying it's a great idea. Mr. Nigam?
If you can just put it up, these are very serious issues. We have raised in the general body tomorrow. If you can just put it up,
what is happening?
At least other bar associations, we could all have one voice.
Vivek Reddy has to be on-air vision mixer. Now, I would like a response to Mohit Mathur to that. Mr. Mathur? Mr. Mathur? Do you believe all bar associations should act together on this matter?
I disagree on that.
Why do you disagree?
Why. We are all missing out one major point, which the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, while initiating this inquiry has done. And that is the following the procedure under the Judges Inquiry Act. See, today I agree with you that there should be no cover-up, as you just said, as well as when you asked me the question, you said that. One thing which we are missing out is the process which we as lawyers keep on asking. And that process, if the Chief Justice of India is following up, what we should step up is the acceleration of that process, the expeditious disposal of that process.
Exactly.
Not wait and not delay it, so that it should appear as a cover-up or shake the confidence in any manner whatsoever. But can we...
Just about this incident, what about other such incidents that are taking place in India?
Mr. Reddy, can you just give me a minute,
What do we do about that?
Mr. Reddy, just can you give me a minute, please?
Mr. Reddy is absolutely right.
Transparent in India.
No. What the difference here is, Mr. Mathur.
All of us. There is no one amongst us who can differ on this point that there should be transparency and that there should be clarity.
Put the Oudh Bar Association live. Don't keep them.
Mr. Reddy, can you just give me a minute, please?
Yes.
What I am only saying is, I agree with you to the extent that yes, all High Court Bar Associations, or yes, all High Court Bar Associations, or even the Bar Councils should all step in. But can we as councils go to the extent of saying that we will not follow the law? If the Chief Justice of India has constituted an inquiry, we can even seek our intervention in that, our representation in that. Who more than us, as at Delhi High Court, would want clarity and absolute truth to come out? See, you just now said that you have 30,000 members. Just let me apprise you. Delhi High Court Association today has 39,500 members.
If all of us join on Tuesday, would you be coming with us?
Sorry?
Asking an appointment with the CJI. Would you be coming with us?
I would have loved to join you, but my difficulty is we have elections counting going on today, right now.
But we are asking about the larger judiciary.
Yes.
And we need to meet on that.
I am willing to do so. I am not shying away from meeting not just my brethren.
If we have to do justice to our position as presidents of reputable bar associations.
I agree with you. That's why I said.
To the lawyers we represent. I think it is time we ask a straight question to the CJI that he and the collegium must do something to set the system right. Because things are not right.
Absolutely.
Even
Mr.
if there
Reddy,
is one incident of corruption,
any one of us would disagree on this.
I am not saying that there is one incident.
We are all on the same page. We are all on the same page, Mr. Reddy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We are all on the same page. The only thing is, see, who more than us is affected. It's one of our senior judges. It's my institution. So I also want to protect
I have also got now the Awadh High Court Bar Association chief. May I, this is a very important moment in our legal history. I would request Mohit Mathur of the Delhi High Court Bar Association to stay on live. I would request Mr. Vivek Reddy of the Karnataka High Court Bar Association to stay on live. I would request Mr. Tiwari of the Allahabad High Court Bar Association to come back on live. I am asking Mr. Ripu Damanji of the Awadh High Court Bar Association. Good afternoon, sir. You are a very, very senior lawyer and the president of the Awadh High Court Bar Association. I would like the position of the Awadh High Court Bar Association on this matter, please, because I heard a news about a boycott that you had suggested earlier. Can I please have your view, sir?
Yes, we have proposed the boycott if the news with regard to his permanent posting at Allahabad High Court comes. But so far as now is concerned, we have raised our objections and reservation with regard to the posting of Mr. Yashwant Varma and other judges at Allahabad High Court.
Now, what is your view on this matter, sir? What happened between 15th and 20th? Can I now have your views on the matter and the handling of the case so far?
Yes, we are less concerned with the news item with regard to the recovery of cash at Jaswant Varma residence, but we are more concerned with the changing version of the Supreme Court as well as the other authorities with regard to the recovery of cash. They are changing their version every time, and it has shaken the confidence of general public in the judiciary.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Yes.
When you have said that you are concerned about the changing position of the Supreme Court on the matter, I have myself said earlier today that the Supreme Court was made aware of the matter on the 15th by the Honorable Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court. And between the 15th and the 21st, the matter was with the Supreme Court and its collegium. The Supreme Court collegium decided to transfer the judge on the 20th and then later issued a statement on 20th evening that the transfer had nothing to do with the recovery of the cash. These are the facts. First of all, my questions to you are two. Do you believe this version that the transfer of the judge was nothing to do with the recovery of the cash? That's my first question.
Nobody is going to believe, including myself. Nobody is going to believe.
Yes. So
nobody is going to believe that the transfer aspect has nothing to do with the recovery of cash. Everybody knows it, and we know it.
So
even then,
the Delhi High Court Chief Justice, Justice Upadhyay, has brought the matter before Justice Khanna. He can't intervene when the country's highest court is dealing with the matter. So this decision, the mistakes that have been made, in my view, are more of the Supreme Court collegium than that of the bench of the Delhi High Court. Because I don't know what else Justice Upadhyay could have done.
Every institution is managed by the men. कोई भी संस्था जो है सभी लोग उसको संचालित करते हैं और ये देखिए कि सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये है कि इस सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो वर्जन है वो पहले रिकवरी ऑफ कैश को लेकर के ये आया कि हमारे यशवंत वर्मा जी बहुत सीनियर पोजीशन में हैं वहां पर कॉलेजियम के मेंबर हैं और उनको बदनाम किया जा रहा है और दोबारा उनके आया कि उनके जो फायर ऑफिसर थे उनका वर्जन आया कि कोई रिकवरी ऑफ कैश नहीं है आज रिकवरी ऑफ कैश देखिए डिस्प्ले हो रहा है आपकी स्क्रीन पर दिस इज वेरी सीरियस मैटर so far as the version changing version of the Supreme Court is concerned, we are more concerned about that.
Changing version of the Supreme Court. Ladies and gentlemen, I would only say this, that this is a historic moment in this country where you have high bar associations questioning the Supreme Court. Now, why are Anil Tiwari ji, Awadh Bar Association के president भी हमारे साथ है, आप उनको जानते होंगे. He is saying that we are concerned about the changing version of the Supreme Court in this matter.
That is, मैं तो शुरू से ये कह रहा, अब मैं शुरू से देखिए मेरा ऑब्जेक्शन कहाँ है. मैं शुरू से बात कर रहा हूँ पब्लिक फेथ की बात कर रहा हूँ. मैं किसी एक पर्टिकुलर इंडिविजुअल की बात ही नहीं कर रहा. पब्लिक फेथ का ये है कि न्यायालय में न्याय मिलता है. जब न्यायालय में न्याय मिलता है तो सारा मटेरियल डिस्क्लोज करना चाहिए
जी. जो
न्यायालय ने सिस्टम बनाया है क्रिमिनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन का, वो सिस्टम होना चाहिए
जी.
ये जजेस के लिए एक अलग सी व्यवस्था क्यों की जा रही है, एक प्रश्न तो ये है. सेकेंड प्रश्न ये है कि जब पब्लिक फेथ शैटर होता है तो उसको रिगेन करने के लिए एफर्ट करना पड़ता है. आपका एफर्ट क्या है? 14 तारीख से 20 तक कुछ चुपचाप बैठे रहे. 20 तारीख को अखबार ने अगर ना मीडिया ने ना रिपोर्ट किया होता तो हाईकोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन को पता भी नहीं चलता. हाईकोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन को पता चला 20 तारीख के अखबार से. अखबार को कोट करके हाईकोर्ट बार ने कहा कि वी आर नॉट डस्टबिन. दिन भर उस पर डिस्कशन होता रहा. शाम को फायर डिपार्टमेंट का एक नोटिफिकेशन आता है कि कैश बरामद ही नहीं हुआ. सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक नोटिफिकेशन आता ही नहीं है, चेंज हुआ. नेक्स्ट डे क्या हुआ? हमारा तब भी कंटिन्यूएशन जारी रहा. हमने कहा नहीं, हम जनरल हाउस करेंगे और ये एक्शन होना चाहिए. शाम को आता है प्रेस रिलीज में रिपोर्ट जो आ रही है ब्लैकनिंग की. अर्नब जी रिपोर्ट देखिए, जो रिपोर्ट है उसको ब्लैक क्यों किया गया है कुछ पोर्शन. Why ब्लैक
किया गया है? मैं दिखाना चाहता हूं. ये ब्लैक किया गया है, ये देखिए, मैं दिखाऊं आपको.
पहला सवाल
ये ब्लैक किया गया है. वन पार्ट हैज बीन रिडेक्टेड. ये पूरा जो रिपोर्ट है इसमें डॉक्यूमेंट्स सर्टेन पार्ट्स हैव बीन रिडेक्टेड. एम आई राइट? या 1 मिनट, जस्ट कम हियर. या विंडोज बनाइए प्लीज. या कौन
ये ब्लैक क्यों किया गया? मेरा सवाल तो ये है.
एक मिनट, लाउडर इन द स्टूडियो. या आपको क्यों लगता है क्यों किया गया?
अगर ब्लैक किया गया तो अब ये डाउट फर्दर क्रिएट हो गया पब्लिक के माइंड में कि कुछ मटेरियल छिपाया गया. आप देखिए जो वीडियो दिखाई जा रही है वो वीडियो तब है जब आग बुझ चुकी है. आग जलने से पहले वाली वीडियो कहां है? आप देखें. अब तो अगर जस्टिस यशवंत वर्मा की रिप्लाई देखिए आप. वो कहते हैं मुझको इस कैश के बारे में नहीं पता. अब मैं एक दूसरा सवाल अपने आप से पूछ रहा हूं, अगर उनको इस कैश के बारे में या इस कमरे में हो रही एक्टिविटी के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता तो कल को इस कमरे से एंटी नेशनल एक्टिविटी शुरू हो गई तो वो भी तो उनको नहीं पता होगा. तो क्या ये जिम्मेदारी एक जज की है कि उसको कुछ नहीं पता उस कमरे में क्या है?
तो आप कह रहे हैं ये तो यू आर सेइंग योर व्यूअर्स इंपॉर्टेंट मैटर. The High Court Bar Association Allahabad is saying that why is the letter of Justice Upadhyay, which has details of what happened, kahan thi, kahan material tha, uske sare portions ko, many sensitive parts have been put out in black so that the media does not know, so that you don't know. And I think the Supreme Court should put out non-redacted versions of this letter.
अर्नब जी जरा एक पहला पेज देखिए इस रिपोर्ट का. नीचे की तरफ क्या लिखा हुआ है? पहला पेज
निकालिए इसको.
बिल्कुल पहला पेज.
किस पेज की बात कर रहे हैं आप?
सबसे पहला पेज नीचे की तरफ नोट देखिए क्या है.
Here it says to maintain confidentiality etc. some portions and names have been redacted.
To maintain confidentiality, some names have been redacted. किसके? Whose names?
Because it is an ongoing investigation.
One minute. आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? You are to maintain confidentiality, some portions and names have been redacted, which means the Supreme Court of India is admitting in its press release that it is not sharing all the details with the people of the country.
Yes, this is a question.
Which means Supreme Court of India has decided to deny the people of the country full details of the case. In its wisdom.
Why this is the question from? I'm not putting a question from High Court Bar Association. I'm putting this question on behalf of common people of the India who have great faith in the judicial system. Why this man is being protected? Who is going to be protected by this blackening this report? And what Delhi High Court Bar has said, I have not agreed to that. What Karnataka Bar President said, absolutely a good proposal. I am trying to contact every bar association of every High Court entire country. I want to contact them. I will contact them. कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. मेरी 35 साल हो गई, 35 साल हो गया मुझे यहाँ इस अदालत में. आज एंड ऑफ लाइफ में, आज आखिरी दिन में, जब आखिरी समय है, इस समय में मैं अपने बच्चों को क्या कहूंगा कि न्यायालय क्या है?
It's very big. Let this be between the High Court bars. Are you with him on this? मोहित माथुर जी, आप सुन रहे हैं ये बात?
मैं सुन रहा हूं. दो चीजें हैं इसमें.
मोहित माथुर जी हैं. एक मिनट, आपको मैं परिचित कर दूं. ये मोहित माथुर जी दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट है. आपको रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं.
जी जी.
तिवारी जी बोलिए. माथुर जी बोलिए.
तिवारी जी, दो चीजें हैं. आप जिन नामों को कह रहे हैं ना, जो नाम रिडैक्ट किए हैं, वो नाम
की नहीं कह रहा, पूरा पैराग्राफ है.
प्राइवेट सेक्रेटरी. तिवारी जी, एक सेकंड सुन लीजिए.
जस्ट सी दिस. नाम नहीं है, ये देखिए, ये देखिए, दिख रहा है.
हाँ जी, दिख रहा है.
मैं उन पोर्शन की बात नहीं कर रहा. वो पोर्शंस में तो मुझे भी नहीं पता क्या है, बट जो नाम रिडैक्ट किए हैं वो
डिफेंड कर रहे हैं. फिर किस बात को डिफेंड कर रहे हैं?
भाई इसीलिए डिपेंड कर रहे हैं कि
मैं
पता है कि
डिफेंड ही नहीं कर रहा हूं सर. आप सुन तो लें तिवारी जी, इतने उत्तेजित मत होइए.
बोलिए, आप बोलिए.
मैंने कहा था,
अगर आपको लगा कि मैं बोलने नहीं दे रहा,
मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि वो जो सिर्फ प्राइवेट सेक्रेटरी और पीपीएस टू द चीफ जस्टिस के नाम रिडैक्ट किए हैं, बाकी जो पोर्शंस रिडैक्ट किए हैं वो तो आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं कि वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने रिडैक्ट किए हैं. जो नाम रिडैक्ट किए हैं वो सिर्फ प्राइवेट सेक्रेटरी का नाम और
आप देखिए,
प्राइवेट सेक्रेटरी का नाम है.
आप सुनिए, इस डिडक्शन में क्या है ये मटेरियल
नहीं. दूसरी चीज तिवारी जी, हम सब, आप अपने 35 साल को कह रहे हैं, मुझे भी 34.5 साल हो गए इस वकालत में. आई एम ऑल्सो सीनियर एडवोकेट. मैं आपके साथ पूरी कंसर्न शेयर करता हूं, मगर सिर्फ एक चीज का ध्यान हम लोगों को सबसे ज्यादा रहना चाहिए कि हम खुद जब कानून के लिए लड़ रहे हैं और कानून व्यवस्था के लिए लड़ रहे हैं, तो जो जजेस इंक्वायरी एक्ट आज से 56 साल पहले बना था 1968 में, वो आज भी वैलिड है. तो जजेस इंक्वायरी एक्ट के प्रोसीजर को तो फॉलो किया जाएगा, या हम लोग जो हैं, हम लोग जैसे, मैंने रेड्डी साहब की बात से इत्तेफाक रखा था और मैंने कहा था कि यस, द बार एसोसिएशंस शुड मेक अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन, बट टू से दैट condemn somebody when the inquiry has been ordered by the apex court, is it fair on our part to do so? आप जैसे वहां पे वो हो रहे हैं कंसर्न, बिकॉज वो आपके यहाँ के पेरेंट हाई कोर्ट आपकी है, हमारे यहाँ भी सिटिंग जज हैं वो. तो वी ऑल्सो वॉन्ट दैट समथिंग, वॉट इफ देर इज एनी ट्रूथ इन इट, अप्रोप्रिएट एक्शन शुड बी टेकन. मगर प्लीज हमारी जो हाई कोर्ट है उस पर कोई भी उंगली ना उठाए जब तक ये इंक्वायरी चल रही है. हाँ, आई एग्री विद अर्नब दैट दिस इंक्वायरी शुड नॉट बी अ डायलेटरी टैक्टिक्स. So for that, I agree with Reddy Saab that all the bar associations should get together and make a collective representation. I don't think there is any disagreement on it. The only thing is whether we condemn a person unheard and before any inquiry, or should we do it after and wait for that inquiry, is all I am saying. That's the only difference of opinion between you and me. आपकी बात से मैं भी एग्री करता हूं कि ट्रांसफर इज नॉट द आंसर. ट्रांसफर इज नॉट द आंसर.
मैं आप अपनी बात कह लूं, अगर आप
हाँ जी बिल्कुल जरूर
माथुर साहब, so nice of you,
माथुर साहब, आप एक चीज मिस कर रहे हैं केवल. आपका कंसर्न बहुत सीरियस है, हम रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं उस कंसर्न की. हमारा कंसर्न आपके कंसर्न में जस्ट एक पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है. वो डिफरेंस क्या है, आप बात को समझने की कोशिश करेंगे तो समझ जाएंगे मैं कहना क्या चाहता हूं. मैं कहना यह चाहता हूं कि आज दो इश्यूज हैं इसके. एक है जस्टिस वर्मा के साथ क्या ट्रीटमेंट हो, अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ हियरिंग होनी चाहिए, एक्सप्लेनेशन का मौका मिलना चाहिए. दूसरा पार्ट यह है जो पब्लिक डैमेज हुआ है उसको रिस्टोर कैसे किया. दो बातें हो गई. पब्लिक सिस्टम में हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ने जो फ्रेमवर्क बनाया, वो फ्रेमवर्क बनाया क्रिमिनल मैटर्स के इन्वेस्टिगेशन बाय स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज, और बाकी डिपार्टमेंटल प्रोसीडिंग इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. जो इन हाउस जांच प्रक्रिया है, अगर वो कंप्लीट हो भी जाए और क्लीन चिट मिल जाए, और दूसरी प्रक्रिया है सीबीआई की, वहां पे क्लीन चिट मिल जाए, दोनों में से भरोसा हिंदुस्तान की जनता का किस पर करेगी? हिंदुस्तान की जनता इन हाउस में क्लीन चिट मिलने के बाद यह प्रश्न उठाएगी कि सब कवर अप किया गया, लेकिन सीबीआई अगर करती है, ईडी करती है तो नहीं उठाएगी। पहला सवाल तो ये है। सेकंड, कोई जज ये कहता है कि मुझे इन्होंने
we are losing the line there.
तो जज साहब की तरफ से
जी बोलिए you're back, आप वापस हैं। तिवारी जी बोलिए।
जब आप कोई बात कहते हैं अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ हियरिंग की, साहब देखिए हमें टर्मिनेट किया, अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ हियरिंग नहीं दी, तो अक्सर ये जजमेंट आते हैं कि अच्छा चलिए हाईकोर्ट को ही बता दीजिए कि अब क्या मटेरियल था आपके पास। हाईकोर्ट जब बताती है तब मटेरियल देखने के बाद कोर्ट ये तय करती है कि अगर यही मटेरियल आपको वहां बताना था तो इसमें तो कुछ है ही नहीं, तो फिर किस बात की अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ हियरिंग। जस्टिस वर्मा का एक्सप्लेनेशन है कि उस रूम में क्या था हमको पता ही नहीं। अगर ये बात सत्य है, उनको नहीं पता है, वो इतने इनोसेंट हैं, तो अगर उस रूम में कोई एंटी नेशनल आदमी बैठ के एंटी नेशनल एक्टिविटी करेगा तो वो भी उन्हें नहीं पता होगा। Whether you will permit a man to hold such kind of position who is unaware of the fact what is going on around him. Continuance of Mr. Varma as a judge is serious threat to this country, democracy. This is my submission. Try to understand. Don't support a judge who is corrupt.
I am also joined. This is very big moment.
Karnataka High Court Bar. I'm very happy.
This is a very big moment. Very big moment. Also joining us, Mr. Tiwari is very senior criminal lawyer of the country, Mr. Ujjwal Nigam, joining us from Mumbai. As you know, he's a very respected. He's been a senior public prosecutor, and he's taken on many cases in this country. We all hold him in high regard.
His face is known to India.
Everyone knows his face. And today we are very fortunate, Mr. Nigam. We have Allahabad High Court Bar Association President. We have Delhi High Court Bar Association President. We have Karnataka High Court Bar Association President. We have Awadh Bar Association President, and you are there. Now, Mr. Nigam, this matter cannot be managed anymore. The whole country is talking about it. It is in the public arena. Now, there are only two issues I want to ask you. Mr. Mathur is of a case that we must deal with the individual case individually. Mr. Mathur is president of the Delhi High Court Bar Association. The other bar associations are saying, no, we must all come together, go to the Supreme Court and now make systemic changes. Not deal with this as an isolated case. Where do you stand, Mr. Nigam?
Let me first, Arnab, congratulate the Supreme Court for taking a bold step for publishing the entire material on their website. I firmly believe that stability of any country depends upon two important factors. And the first factor is absolute faith of a common man in the currency of that nation. And secondly, absolute faith of a common man in the judiciary of that nation. See, the judges, it is said, and I also believe, that they should be above suspicion. Caesar wife must be above suspicion. So now, prima facie, we logical deduction, logical irresistible inferences that the explanation offered by the justice is not acceptable prima facie. Because when he says that the said cash was found in his outhouse and he was not knowing at all, this is not believable.
Correct.
See, I'm not of the view that there should be an inquiry, there should be probe and investigation. What I'm expecting at this stage, that Parliament should take a step. There should be a motion, privilege motion, and no confidence motion, because without inquiry and investigation will take a lot of time. And we are aware what normally happens in the investigation also. So, I firmly believe that instead of investigating such a sensitive and sensational issue, we have the measures as per our constitution, and the Parliament should come in action. Parliament should pass a motion, and such type of people must be removed forthwith without any inquiry, because ultimately, you see, we have to keep the credibility of the judge.
Absolutely correct. Mr. Nigam, you are absolutely correct.
Then there will be anarchy. So, prima facie, the amount is also huge. I can understand about some in thousands, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. But if amount is a huge amount in the crores, then certainly it is a matter of and talk of the tongue. And even if suppose if that judge acceptance will for a moment we'll believe the judge's explanation. Yes, it is true. He was not knowing. But again, the common man. I may remind you our history. Prabhu Ramchandra has also left the Sita. Why? Because the common man has doubted about the credibility. So judges are also like that. And therefore I firmly believe that instead of having any further investigation and probe, prima facie, this is more than sufficient material to take action.
I have a bit of breaking news before I go to Satish Manishinde. I'm very grateful to all the jurists joining us tonight. And I'm grateful to them because without the support of all the members of the legal fraternity, Republic would not be able to carry out this coverage. Satish Manishinde is another very prominent name from our legal fraternity, from Mumbai, senior advocate, one of the best criminal lawyers as well. Ujjwal ji knows him well. Satish Manishinde, now this is, I have just got some breaking news I want to share before I come to you.
Yeah, please,
if you allow me, I will ask Abhishek Kapoor to go live on it. If Abhishek is live, is he ready to go live?
Yes.
Is Abhishek? No, he's not ready to go live. So before Abhishek comes on, your first thoughts on where you see this going. Mr. Manishinde.
Well, last night I commented on the Republic that there's sufficient evidence which has been recovered from the judge's residence. The official accommodation in Delhi was allotted to the sitting judge of the High Court. He's second senior most judge in the Delhi High Court. So he ought to be responsible for all that is happening in his bungalow. And he can't feign ignorance that somebody else has planted this material. It is preposterous that all this kind of defense has come at this stage right here. Therefore, this is a clear case where there is open and shut case. So Justice Varma so far has propagated a bogus defense, and Mr. Nikam will support me in this, that once an accused takes a false defense in the case, that is a circumstance which should be taken into consideration at the time of his conviction. Therefore, my submission is, the Supreme Court, which is holding an inquiry now, it is only a waste of time according to me, because we have a case where cash has been found. We have a case where the judges allotted the bungalow. We have a case where the fire officer has a video on this. Therefore, the inquiry is only going to delay our investigation. Apart from that, it is a non-fact that more the delay, better for an accused, right? Therefore, it is a case which is likely to be tampered with. As it is, bogus evidence is being created that he was not in possession, he was out of Delhi.
If you're saying the investigation is going to delay things, what is your suggestion?
Who can enter the judge's residence, particularly when the security is there round the clock and we have CCTV in the bungalow? There is talk in the Delhi circles that the evidence is being tampered with, in the sense that all the people who have present there at the premises are being asked to delete the evidence on the electronic media. Therefore, without any further delay, the Supreme Court should order a CBI investigation. There is no inquiry necessary.
CBI investigation. How many of you support a CBI investigation in this matter?
That's what I've been saying since morning.
Vikas Gupta, quick reaction. Vikas. Stay everyone on it. Vikas on the left. Vikas.
Gone from the Delhi High Court to the Chief Justice of India. Chief Justice of India can sue about ask for registration of a FIR by CBI and let it get investigated. Why did
not everyone on every? Why do you want to change the windows? 6 windows, please. 7 windows. Put Vikas on the left, please. I just want to get reactions on that. You support a CBI investigation right now on the matter. Can I have 6 windows with Deshbandhu Nigam on the left window, please? Yeah, please.
Fact is, there is a due process under Judicial Inquiry Act. If the preliminary finding comes out, then the matter can be given to CBI, because one cannot override that process, because that's a statutory process.
So what happens?
Then the CBI will take over then. It is recommended, then CBI will take over.
I think with great respect to Mr. Manishinde, whom I admire as a senior in my profession, I think it's a ludicrous thing that he's saying. He's saying that no investigation is needed and action should be taken. Let the committee first deliberate. Is he part of the committee? Is he going to decide for the committee? There is an act of parliament that exists since 1968. There is a system, a procedure envisaged in that. The Supreme Court has triggered it, the collegium has acted correctly, and now you have senior lawyers in the country saying hang the man before there is an investigation. I'm shocked and surprised. He should be the first one to say that there should be a fair inquiry and an impartial.
Mr. Manishinde, can I request you here to come again on the matter? One minute. Please show the respect. Yeah, Mr. Manishinde.
There will be a fair trial.
Everyone on our windows are all messed up. Come on.
A fair trial. And Mr. Nikam is an able prosecutor. He knows how to deal with accused of this nature. He will give them the full freedom to defend themselves. So Justice Varma will not be condemned without a trial.
You have the breaking
if Kasam could be given a trial, even Justice Varma is entitled to.
Look at this.
Get him on the phone if required. 1 minute. Yeah. 1 minute. Just
the judge red-handed. What would happen if it is a narcotics case or a corruption case involving a minister or any higher up? He will be paraded before the courts immediately and then arrested and sent to jail. What are you
saying? Are you saying here? Are you saying here that
there's a total divide? There's a total divide between some of the Delhi lawyers and some lawyers who are.
There is a divide here, Mr. Mathur. Is there a divide,
outside Delhi?
No, Mr. Mathur.
Mr. Mathur. What is happening?
Yeah, the question is,
unless Arnab, unless there's a participation of lawyers in this corruption case, this could not have happened. Therefore,
sir, I'll tell you the way. 1 minute, Mr. Dehadrai, 1 minute. You hold it. I want to, just 1 minute. Don't use words like how dare.
No, but how is he saying that Delhi lawyers?
No. Let him. No, how can you say don't dare? You please respect you. You are far junior to Mr. Manishinde. Mr. Manishinde is a very senior lawyer. How can you say how dare Mr. Manishinde? You should show the respect to Mr. Manishinde for all his years in the bar, and you are crossing your line there with him.
I'm saying that he's crossing the line. Can he sit in judgment? Is he a judge?
I'm saying 1 minute. Mr. Dehadrai, please hold back.
You have become too rational.
I want to say this. Sir, can I say this 1 minute, please? I want to just say one thing, please. Let's respect seniority out here. The question is this. I'm getting a feeling, Mr. Mathur, and I take this to you, that Mr. Manishinde is saying something very important. He is saying this is not a matter limited to Delhi. So Delhi lawyers and Delhi High Court cannot decide, and Delhi High Court Bar Association also cannot decide that this matter must be handled in this way. Today this matter has become a national matter. Am I right, Mr. Tiwari? From the Awadh High Court, everybody has the right. Vivek Reddy has the right.
Arnab ji, Manik Shinde ने जो बात करी है, Mr. Manik Shinde is a very senior person in this criminal field.
We are aware.
He born in India. What I say, Mr. Manik Shinde is absolutely correct. Mr. Nikam is absolutely correct. अभी जो साहब आए हैं, उन्होंने जो बात कही, उनको ये डर क्यों लगता है कि सीबीआई की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में कुछ अन्याय हो जाएगा? ये डर क्यों लगता है उनको? दूसरी बात, अभी उन्होंने मिसलीड किया है, इन हाउस प्रोसीजर के बाद ही एफआईआर हो सकती है. बिल्कुल मिसलीड किया. वीरा स्वामी का जजमेंट है 91 का. वीरा स्वामी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया. साइटेशन अगर कहें तो मैं साइटेशन बता रहा हूं, 91 SCR वॉल्यूम 3 189. उसमें दो बातें होल्ड की. पीसी एक्ट, प्रिवेंशन ऑफ करप्शन के एक्ट, जजेस जो हैं वो पब्लिक सर्वेंट है, एक बात तो ये होल्ड करी. और दूसरा कहा कि एफआईआर इन पर हो सकती है इफ चीफ जस्टिस परमिट्स दैट काइंड ऑफ एफआईआर. उसमें में ये प्रोसीजर इन हाउस इंक्वायरी का हुआ, लेकिन ये बात गलत है कि इन हाउस इंक्वायरी होने के बाद ही एफआईआर हो सकती है. एफआईआर हो जाने दीजिए. एफआईआर इज ओनली एन इंफॉर्मेशन. इट इज नॉट ए पुटिंग ए गन ऑन दैट मैन.
Yes, and मैं एक ही बात कहूंगा, Mr. Dehadrai. I want to ask you, what is bothering you so much that you are using intemperate language towards very senior lawyers who are opposing you? You should, this language is inappropriate, and to say to Mr. Manishinde, I apologize on your behalf, to say that how dare he and all that, he has a point of view, then you can tell tomorrow, you can tell me how dare you in the media ask the questions also. Now we have Aruna Sham with us, very senior advocate. Oh, he's not joined yet. He's not joined yet. But do we have the breaking news with Abhishek? Okay, Abhishek is there.
Interrupt to
say, yes, Mr. Mathur, go ahead.
Arnab?
Ji.
Just for Mr. Tiwari's point, where he said that K. Veeraswamy mein kaha gaya tha that an FIR can be registered even against a judge. K. Veeraswamy was a retired judge. He was not a sitting judge. V. Ramaswamy was the judgment in which the Judges Inquiry Act was invoked.
So, but in the V. Ramaswamy case, can I come in 1 minute, Mr. Mathur? In the Ramaswamy case, if I am not mistaken, the matter was far less significant because it was about the furnishing of his house. This is about stacks of cash.
The issue, no, I understand that, but issue was of misconduct. The issue of misconduct is to be dealt with, and that's why I have been saying that we today, and you rightly said, no bar association can be judging the issue right now. Delhi High Court is just one. There are 25 other High Court judges, bar associations which will deal with these things. Also, we are all concerned. It's an all-India issue. There is no dispute about these things. I don't think there can be any quarrel on it. But
bar is the mother of the
we as lawyers are always insisting that there has to be a due process of law. Yes. That due process, either that Inquiry Act should be taken away. But if the Judges Inquiry Act exists and the Supreme Court saying that the Inquiry Committee has been initiated the process,
Mr. Tiwari is responding to you, Mr. Mathur.
Expedite it.
Mr. Mathur, Mr. Tiwari is responding to you, sir.
I'm trying to understand. CBI probe, CBI investigation is not due process of law. Why two criteria? Why two criteria?
Sir, judges के लिए जब इंक्वायरी एक्ट बनाया है तो वो मैंने नहीं बनाया है, मेरी पैदाइश के आसपास बन गया था.
Judges are Caesar's wife above suspicion. Merely suspicion.
I can understand, but Caesar's wife was there in 1968 also. Why make a Judges Inquiry Act?
Exactly.
हम खुद ही तो कहते हैं कि कानून के हिसाब से चलो, व्यवस्था के हिसाब से चलो.
Judges Inquiry Act is not covering such issue. It's a matter of public faith. The entire
I understand, but then that is for the legislature. The parliamentarians can take a call.
It means what, Mr. Mathur? It means for a one single judge, we will crush our country. We will crush the entire
I think
crores
Mr.
of people.
Tiwari just wants to play to the galleries, it seems. If he's familiar with how police investigations happen, he'll see even a case diary is not shared when the investigation is going on.
Happened to everybody.
He has a problem with redactions. He has a problem with redactions in the materials that have been filed. It is an ongoing investigation. There is a committee that has been appointed. He wants all the material to come out all in the open so that he can play to the galleries. This is not how this country runs, sir. There is a constitution.
Okay, I now, Mr. Dehadra, I have breaking news with 1 minute. I have breaking news with Abhishek and Shravan. Breaking news over to Abhishek and Shravan. Some really big breaking news I have on this. Abhishek.
Well, yes, thank you so much, Arnab. So the breaking development is because our broadcast is being watched by so many and, of course, by important people also. I got a call and I was told that there is not just one video, there are multiple videos. There were multiple agencies present. So far as the clarification that has come from Justice Varma that the cash was not there when this happened is not right. My sources tell me that it's uncontrovertible that the cash was there and that in the morning it was removed. Now the fact that there are multiple videos
in the
of
morning
which
it was
only
removed
one.
by whom? In the morning removed by whom?
Well, no, that's a matter of investigation. In fact, that is the reason why the Chief Justice's recommendation for a probe by a committee mentions specifically that it has to be seen who removed it.
A removal of amounts to destruction of evidence.
Yeah, exactly. So that,
right? Rhythm on,
100%.
Three of us. Yeah, rhythm.
Absolutely.
That's destruction of evidence.
Absolutely.
Double jeopardy here.
Exactly. And is that what is trying to be stated here? That someone tampered with the evidence.
Yes.
The evidence was removed. And is this going to be like the escape route going to be given to Justice Varma, Abhishek? That has to be seen.
No, but he might not be able to get that escape route.
He won't get the escape route.
He won't get the escape route, or no. And there is, in fact, whatever I have broken, there is a corroborative bit of information with Shravan for that. And I'll go to Shravan for that just for a bit. Or no, please listen to him. Shravan, the information that I have is that 4 or 5 videos there were multiple agencies, people from multiple agencies like the Delhi Police, like the NDMC, like the Fire Service, and like the CPWD. So what is your information in terms of the videos, in terms of the manner in which the cash was removed in the morning?
Well, in fact, Abhishek, if I just tell you the entire
sequence, our viewers will understand what was supposed to be innocuous, because here you have the police station, which is barely about 400 meters away. You have the police. The Thanedar is actually reaching there. It is what happened that point in time. The junior officers immediately started recording the videos. This was thereafter circulated, sent to the DCP and the higher authorities. The moment all stakeholders were basically informed that there are videos and it was recorded by the junior officers, there was an instruction that was provided that delete the extra videos and keep an original copy.
That might be legal bit also. Arnab, so far as the deleting of videos is concerned, that's because all those people do not want to become part of the investigation per se, but the videos are there, and as I mentioned, the probe also includes the element of destruction of evidence.
Viewers, I don't need to say more on this, but I would say that, I mean, everyone knows the deep, very deep, extremely deep connections that Abhishek Kapoor has. So when he comes out and he says this, everyone knows how seriously it is to be taken. When he says there were multiple agencies there, there were multiple videos, and the proof is there, which means I think a message there is that you clean up your act or we'll put more evidence out. I mean, like, there's got enough evidences there with the agencies, which means the government is probably sitting on more evidence, Abhishek. I mean, there is tons of evidence here. You're not going to get away with it. Absolutely. I think the government is only giving, I think the government is only giving maybe 24 hours, 36 hours for the judiciary to clean up its act and show they are decisive on this matter.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Absolutely, Arnab. In fact, that's the drift. In fact, I'm told that there would be a decisive move in the direction of bringing back NJC in some form, because this episode clearly shows that the judges within the collegium and the collegiate system that if practiced is sort of failing, and this episode is an exemplifier of that.
Absolutely. I mean, this is becoming extremely big, very, very significant. Satish Manishinde, there are many more videos.
Yeah. In fact, there were many agencies on the spot. My information tells me that IP was there, even the National Investigation Agency was there, CBI was there. There was Delhi Police, there was Income Tax, there was ED. So therefore, my friends who have informed me have suggested that there are more angles to this burning of cash, and nothing can be destroyed. Even if the people who are in charge of the investigation at that time tried to delete evidences, there is enough evidence to nail this gentleman. And I'm sorry I'm calling him a gentleman, the judge, but this is a case which has ramifications touching upon the entire whole country of the judicial system in our country. Apart from that, I must tell you, Arnab, that Delhi has become a very fertile ground for litigation, because we have the Supreme Court, we have the Delhi High Court, and 25 bar associations. There are tribunals of all nature. So a large number of judges who are appointed in other high courts are angling to come and preside over the Delhi High Court.
Mr. Mathur, your audio is failing. 1 minute. I think is making that. Satish Manishinde, please fix your audio. You're saying something very important. You're talking about the gap between Delhi and the other judges, other courts. And I think...
Yeah, apart from that, he was transferred from Allahabad to Delhi High Court. What does the need to transfer such a gentleman who had enough allegations against him much earlier? So, the collegium should rethink about such transfers in future.
Wants to say something. I think the president of the Outer Bar Association wants to say something here to you. Rituji, sorry, over to you, sir.
Yes. हमारा सवाल जसवंत वर्मा साहब से नहीं है, हमारा सवाल है एजेंसी से। क्यों अभी तक सीबीआई ने टेक ओवर क्यों नहीं रिक्वेस्ट की चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ दिल्ली से? ये हमारी चिंता का विषय है। जसवंत वर्मा साहब से हमारी क्या शिकायत हो सकती है? हमारी शिकायत तो सेंट्रल एजेंसीज और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से है। हमारी शिकायत सुप्रीम कोर्ट से है कि उनका वर्जन बार बार चेंज होकर क्यों आ रहा है। हमारी शिकायत जसवंत वर्मा साहब से हो ही नहीं सकती है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो अब जैसे 1956 का जो कानून बता रहे हैं, 1956 के बाद बहुत अच्छे लोग भी हुए। हंसराज खन्ना साहब हुए, जिनके बारे में कहा जाता है कि अगर लोकतंत्र में किसी की मूर्ति लगनी चाहिए तो सिर्फ हंसराज खन्ना की होनी चाहिए। उन्हीं के परिवार के सीजीआई हैं, इनसे ज्यादा उम्मीदें थी। लेकिन जिस तरह से अब व्यक्तिगत उनके ऊपर कोई आरोप नहीं है, लेकिन जिस तरह से वर्जन चेंज हो रहा है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, फायर डिपार्टमेंट का।
माथुर जी, ये बात दिल्ली तक सीमित नहीं रहेगी, यही बात सब लोग कह रहे हैं।
अगर आप परमिट करें तो एक चीज
मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि दिल्ली में सीमित है। मैंने ये नहीं कहा किसी भी वक्त, किसी भी मोमेंट, फॉर नॉट इवन फॉर अ सिंगल सेकेंड, when it is a constitutional authority. But what I'm only saying, and we are, I don't know why, Mr. Manshinde is a very well-known figure. I work in that same area, and that's my field of work. I respect him a lot. But this, when we have a special act, a statute, which governs a process, then I think we as lawyers should respect that statute. Either the parliament takes up this thing itself and does something, but till the time it does it, we are all governed by the law of the land. And the law of the land will not change merely because today a situation has come. निर्भया का केस भी हुआ था, उसके बाद लॉ चेंज हुई थी। लॉ निर्भया वाले केस में नहीं हुई एकदम कि हमने सारा प्रोसेस चेंज कर दिया। उससे ज्यादा गोरी और घास्टली कोई एक्ट दिल्ली ने नहीं देखा। कानून पूरे देश का बदल गया उसके बाद। मैं आपके जो उन्होंने जो ज्वाइन किया था, आई मिस्ड आउट